Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a Friday night, and we are ready to go. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the channel that just brings you more live wrestling coverage than any other channel out there. We already have Rampage running wild, and we are getting set for some WWE Smackdown tonight. The Rock, Roman in the house, and so are we. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Put a smile on your face. Make sure you hit like and subscribe as well. Let's go! Ting, ting, ting. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we hope everyone out there is having a happy, healthy, and safe week. It's a feel-good Friday here on the channel, and we are looking forward to a big night here in WWE land as The Rock and Roman will be in the building. What will they have to say? How will they respond to what Cody has to say or has said, what Triple H has said? Plus, we get some more Elimination Chamber qualifying matches and so much more. And if anybody is interested, if anyone's wondering, Rampage is on in the background, so we will talk about that as well. But lots to get into, lots to chat about. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Get in there. Say hello. But I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, there is a buzz in the air. It is, electrifying feeling around tonight here, I feel. Especially we've got, the super bloodline here showing up. And we've already got Roman Reigns being awkwardly nice to Jimmy and Solo, to where Jimmy's even thrown off of like, wait, you're hugging me? What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
But this whole show almost akin to that kickoff show has that kind of, this isn't supposed to feel as big as it does, but it is as big as it is. Like, it's sold out tonight. There's been nothing but discussion of what's going to happen. We're allegedly, both of them are going to be unscripted, unfiltered, uncut, just like us.
Yeah. Well, you don't count the words on his wrist, though, do we? Is that still?
You don't talk about that. You don't talk about that. That's how you get slapped in the face, is you talk about that.
Right. No, I'm looking forward to this one. Right now, I will say this. Whatever's going on this road to WrestleMania has us excited. It feels different. It's got a vibe. Couldn't wait all day to get on live and talk about what is going to transpire here tonight. Roman does have some housekeeping to do. He doesn't need Jimmy and Solo mad at him. Everyone keeps referring to them as lackeys, and he treats them like garbage. And we've witnessed it. If they start feeling it, it could impact everything. But we did hear Cody speak out on Monday, talked about, well, you slapped me in the face. Now, does Cody Rhodes show up tonight? We saw Triple H taking pot shots about, people don't know their roles. So we're going to find out how that.
Well, and that's how we started off last week's SmackDown. So I feel like we're going to start off here pretty much hot out of the gate here. Could we start off with the bloodline coming out here?
Yeah, I think so. Let's start it off with a kick. Start it off with a bang. Why not?
But is that not your bait your bait on the hook there, that you maybe save that to your main event? Like, respectfully.
Well, you
sow that main event.
You sow it through. There's a lot happening. And that's what I think the best part about the show is right now is everywhere you look. Like, we're going to get some big matches. Logan Paul's going to wrestle on SmackDown. I don't think that's ever happened before. Or are they saving him for Raw?
No, he's here tonight. He's here versus Liz. So we're essentially getting
I was right.
A WrestleMania rematch tonight on SmackDown.
Right? So we're getting Logan Paul in action. You're getting Kevin Owens in action. We're getting a lot to this show tonight. Like this here, I'm looking forward to the handicap match between Tom and Nick Mysterio versus KJ. Let's go. Telling you,
that popped me earlier, and I fist pumped it because I thought you were going to mention Tiffany, and then you mentioned Kevin Owens, and I'm like, yeah,
yay,
yeah. Well, I kind of work with Kevin Owens, so I think he wins. I think Paul wins.
Yep. We thought Paul was going to be in this. I know some of the critics out there, the experts out there, you know, why is he in this? I don't get it. He's got a U.S. championship. So what? You can't have a double champ. You can't have him get in the chamber and use the chamber to build his WrestleMania angle or story. I don't think that's a problem.
Am I misremembering, or did we never get fully announced as to who Logan Paul would be facing next for the U.S. title?
Nope. Instead, they shoved him into the chamber. So there you go. And again, things pivoted. Things changed. They didn't need a world heavyweight championship elimination chamber, but then they did. So now things change.
Absolutely, because that's the first thing that popped in my mind. Is we've both been on here talking about if they weren't going to do a men's title chamber or anything, the U.S. title would have been the chamber. I feel.
Yeah, or at least have him involved. You have the chance. You know, Logan Paul's going to climb up to the top and want to jump off shit. You know, he's very big on those viral moments.
Climb, baby.
Right? Chamber gives him so much opportunity to do that in front of 60,000 people. I mean, yeah. So they put him in the chamber instead. And again, I believe whatever happens in the chamber will help. Like, you know, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul heading towards WrestleMania. I'm okay if that's a WrestleMania match for the U.S. title.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's LA Knight? Yeah.
LA Knight's busy with AJ Styles. I think we have to unpackage that a little bit.
Could we not unpackage that on weekly TV?
Well, you're not going to be in a rival. We're not AEW. We're not going to have a rivalry going and then just randomly fight someone else.
No, we finish it off on a SmackDown.
Maybe. It'll be very intriguing. I would like to see LA Knight get some gold around his waist.
Right. Speaking of gold around his waist here, Thomas becoming a member for 7 months, saying, let's go.
7 months.
Appreciate you. Shout out, my guy.
Time flies when you're having fun, folks. But let's say hello to some of the other people, because I see C Money in the house. Of course, we already mentioned your funny comment. AJ, good to see you. Bash, Robert. Rampage begins. I don't know if Rampage is on the screen. I don't know if it's really got out of the gates yet, though.
Did we all know the big moment from Rampage before we all woke up, even this morning? Honestly, did
very
we not
viral.
already know that was the one thing to talk about?
Yeah, very viral. It's funny because the reports now coming out that Jeff Hardy broke his nose, but no concussion.
Bullshit.
I've watched that video.
Maybe Jeff Hardy's done enough stuff, so he just kind of walks sideways like that. Sometimes he walks a little funny, but no, that man, you don't take another grown man, just get that right knee to the face there while you're just prone and just walk it off.
Not only that, I've been conkied enough, and I've seen people around me due to sports be conkied. I don't understand like how someone can say, oh, it wasn't a concussion. I seen the man wobble. I mean, he looked like he did in the Florida video where he was waving to the cameras in his Jags t-shirt. He was staggering, my guy.
Yeah, especially when you had his brother Matt there, who definitely got concussed by
he got knocked the fuck out
by Sammy Guevara sticking up for him. So yeah, I know there's no blue medical tent in AEW, but goddamn it, do I feel like they kind of need it.
This is why Tony Khan has to be cautious what he says out loud. When you go on the record of we are the safest company in the world, then you have to train your athletes to be safe. And I mean, mistakes happen, dude. You and I have been here for multiple accidents across all companies. Accidents happen. But when the accidents become a regularity, when you can dedicate entire websites to your botches, you're not preparing your wrestlers. They are not in the right place. They are not properly prepared. And in addition to that, when they do get hurt, you can't come out and say that guy didn't have a concussion. You smushed his head. You cracked his nose into the backside of his brain. No concussion?
2 points on that, because then Don Stevens, takes down your website when you point out all the mistakes and everything like that happens. As Queen Amanada picks up the win over Anna Jay.
Her first win. Poor Anna Jay, of all people, but they're hugging it out. But Amanada got her first televised win, as far as I know.
I honestly am a fan of both. I'm just saddlebagged with everything in AEW here.
But back to your point, sir. I was just shocked. I was a little shocked.
Right? Yeah. No.
Good for her.
Now I forgot my second point.
Sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
They got to be safer. They got to protect themselves. They got to train better.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
All right. We'll wait for that lazy Susan to swing back around.
Exactly. We got commercials.
you and I talked before we went live today. Lots of reports going out. Well, a report going out from unnamed sources, but apparently that people within AEW are getting frustrated. They're not happy about the small houses. They're not happy about the ratings. Less and less people are looking at AEW, going to AEW. And what I find funny is I take shit all the time. I do the Wednesday night streams and I take shit all the time. I'm just an AEW hater. Now the wrestlers are saying what I've been saying. Now the wrestlers are saying some of the shit the critics are saying. And my question to the AEW faithful is, are you going to turn on them the way you did on Punk, the way you did on Cody? Are we going to continue? If it comes out that
you had guys on TV cutting promos saying what people say online, so let's not beat around the bush here.
Right? So let's be real here. Like, if people are unhappy and people are seeing this, like, it's great that they're signing Sasha. It's great that they're bringing in Okada. It's great that they're bringing in all these people. But what about the people that have been there for 3-4 years not doing a thing?
Well, it goes back to there's different ways that you can even think about this. It's great, cool. It's an all-star team. You still got to be able to make sure you can make the all-star team work and everything. And they need, that's, I guess, maybe was my second point of, they needed a performance center. They need an investment in this younger talent that they have versus just you get rushed out on a TV. Yep. And then you can work and you can practice on these spots, etc., etc., etc.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
No, and then you purchase Ring of Honor, and instead of using utilizing and harnessing your younger talent and developing your younger talent, we're getting matches with, Johnny Mundo and fucking Christopher Daniels and the Dark Order, and you're like, what are we really doing here with this company? And again, they're struggling, and nobody wants to admit it. Tony keeps thinking, like, even in the article, they feel strong right now. What is strong about the product? We are 6 weeks into 2024, and they've maybe given us 1.5 shows that were worth talking about.
This is maybe a little nuance, but it's an indictment on a weekly wrestling show when you can hear individual fans say shit. That's the first thing I noticed when I put on Dynamite. I was like, wait, no, I can hear individual fans and everything. And that's great still. If they want to run, they get 5,000 or whatever they've got so far already for big business and all of that. But I think the biggest issue is what everybody's kind of halfway talking about and also ignoring is Tony Khan sees nothing wrong. No. That he's still fine, that he could still fill Wembley right now today. No, the fuck you could not.
No.
You have to admit that you need to find your lane. And we've said this for the longest time. I keep calling them WCW, all of that. Just find your fucking lane. Granted, TNA found their lane and then they just fired their fucking, conductor there. But you need to find your lane, and that's where you can really blossom and really grow versus if you're constantly trying to chase the other guys, you don't have the resources, the talent, the experience. You have everything working against you.
Yeah, and again, I think ultimately the biggest problem with AEW, the biggest problem outside of the obvious of the booking and the guy who's in charge of the booking, but if you bring in all this talent, and we saw them bring in Jay White, we saw them bring in Adam Cole and people, a list, Bryan Danielson, da-da-da-da-da-da. But if you're going to continue to ride, John Moxley isn't drawing shit. Nobody cares. The Young Bucks aren't drawing shit. They look like tampons. The fucking Adam Page is muddying up your main event picture because
he doesn't need to be there.
He does not need to be there. He doesn't need to be involved, but because you're loyal to certain people, Chris Jericho fighting guys like Takeshita. If Takeshita was in a serious rivalry with somebody that mattered, now they're going to tie Jericho and Ospreay together and go after Callis, and it's going to hurt Ospreay coming into the company. He's going to just be another guy that we see once in a while in a really good indie match. And like you said before we went live, you just kind of look at AEW as the indie show with no stories. But I watch the indie shows. You watch the indie shows. People in this chat watch indie shows. And we're going to watch one tomorrow night. They are giving us better wrestling. TNA last night cooked, and there was no thumbtacks, no broken tables. just really good wrestling matches.
AEW doesn't know what it wants to be, whether it wants to be a weekly show or a once a month show. Honestly, because if what they put out there and we only saw it once in a blue moon, I think that's even part of the view of what you just said there. We see wrestling revolver shows for the most part once a month. We had the issue to where, and we were here live, we covered them so much with GCW, to where once they became a weekly thing with no stories, and we've got the blood and the guts and the thumbtacks and no stories and all of that, then it fell off.
Yep.
That's now we've tipped over from we'll just have no stories and we'll go full indie, but we're now still weekly. So people are burnt out on all of this. Like you even said it, I think, on Wednesday, of even regardless of the Undisputed Kingdom, which is just fuck off with that faction right now. They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
But this is what, their fourth death match in, 7 weeks or something like that. Of like, it's now, that would be great if you had that once a month. But when you have that once a week, it's a different issue.
Well, and then you have like Sting and Darby in a tornado tag match. A couple weeks ago, their match at Revolution is going to be a tornado tag match. So another no rules, run around, do whatever the fuck you want. The term Texas Death Match makes me like ugh every time I hear it now.
Leatherface.
Right? Like, what the fuck are we doing? But at the end of the day, like right now on screen, I have a 12-man, 6-man tag essentially, right? Like 12 guys, and half of them are completely nobodies.
Is it 13 because Aubrey's the ref? I feel like she's always got to be halfway considered as a contestant.
Well, it's like 17, and you got Aubrey, Karen Jarrett. The fact that Karen Jarrett is getting a wrestling paycheck in 2024 blows my goddamn mind. It really does.
That's why Kurt Angle made the face with the bug eyes and everything. He's like, you still getting paid?
This bitch still here?
Right?
But yeah, no, I mean, again, for the diehardest of the diehard fans, I've said this, we've put out clips about it, Nick. People just have to be honest. I'm not saying the shit. You're not saying the shit because we want this company to fall apart and go away. We are fearful that it is going that way, that eventually nobody's going to show up. And if you're going to celebrate selling 4,000 tickets in a 12,000 venue, that's not a win. If you're going to celebrate big ratings when you're scraping 800,000, it is insane to me that you're struggling this bad, yet you think you're doing the best you've ever done.
It's a scary, you feel like you're on a cliff and you're hoping you're not on a cliff and everything. That's the thing, is we just want to have it be the best program it can be. We just want to see you, grow and develop, little AEW here. We don't want to see you fail.
No.
But well, it's just funny to me because I've seen people on Twitter or X gonna give it to you, all that, of like, well, Vince Russo and JD from NY should be consultants for this company, Tony Khan. Just listen to that. What the fuck are you saying?
Listen, if
you're just sinking the ship even further here.
Yeah, with other companies that were on their downward spiral brought in Vince, and he just went, watch how fast I can flush it.
Right, but that's the thing, is that's why I was like, fuck it, we'll throw our hat in there. We just want them to actually grow and develop and actually have it to where there is that actual war, to where we're already back with the Attitude Era level of, pop culture attention here and everything. So why wouldn't we want it to be to where we've got a WCW at its heyday competing with the WWE at its heyday?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I really do, man. And it's just, there's so, like, everyone's excited about Ospreay and all the other names that I mentioned previously. But every time I've been excited about, like, Adam Cole, I loved Adam Cole, and he's there making peanut butter sandwiches. As a grown-ass man, it's hard for me to get behind. And but anyway, let's get back to the chat real quick. This match is continuing. They're all running around. Are we gonna introduce 6-man titles now? Is that the new step? We'll just
don't you put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But I will cut the line here because, of course, don't forget, folks, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, all of that. So you can easily cut the line here. That's your little fast pass here, so we can make sure we get to your comment and everything. Jason saying, guys, thank you. You are number one in wrestling for life. as he's becoming a member for 7 months as well. Hey, we're
There you go.
all we got to hit is one more 7, and we're jackpot there at
Jackpot.
the fucking slot machine.
There you go. There you go. AJ thinks they're going to hit 3 million views tonight. I'd be very interested to see that.
Hey, Dwayne's been out there saying that, Salt Lake City, Utah will never be the same again.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, again, whether you love or hate The Rock, whether you think he's up to some corporate espionage or not, he brings interest. He brings eyes. There's people out there watching wrestling and talking about wrestling because The Rock is involved more than when he's not. And that's just a fact.
Now, side question, as I know we're terrible at getting to the chat here. Shout out Robert, shout out Chris, everybody. How are you doing? Good old Tuna Meltzer has been out there saying, well, you can't compare The Rock's impact on coming back to WWE versus like Taylor Swift. Like he's trying to make this whole comparable between The Rock's impact on WWE versus Taylor Swift's impact on the NFL of Taylor Swift's a bigger star than Dwayne and all of this.
I don't even know where to begin on how to respond to that. Dave Meltzer was one of the things that came up that people are sick of in AEW. And we've said it for a long time. If I was Tony Khan, I would ban Dave Meltzer from my company. I would discredit Dave Meltzer at every chance I got. This guy is so fucking pathetic and so subservient. He's going to give a Jericho match that is garbage 4.5 stars, 4.25 stars. Like, again, the star ratings mean nothing. But here's a man trying to convince his followers that what we're getting in front of us is great. They have one of the worst rated fucking Dynamites in a long time. And here's Meltzer going, 4-star match, 4.5-star match. This match is great. That he's just a byproduct of Tony, but he's a big problem with all the drama with Punk, all the drama with Jericho. He is that leak. He is a guy that stirs the pot, and he thinks he's helping, but he's hurting. And I've said it for a long time, even when there was issues with Dax. They need to get the fuck away from Dave Meltzer.
I'm going to just say this. When Trick's song comes out there and it's Whoop That Trick that they're talking about is Dave Meltzer.
I'm watching a no DQ match with Jeff Jarrett and Sammy. Why is it no DQ? I don't know. Oh, Jeff, not Jeff Jarrett. Did that match already happen on Rampage tonight, guys?
Yes. The main event of Rampage is the half a dozen tag team championship match here.
Now, they aired the Jeff Jarrett match. Now, they had the ability, Jeff Hardy, sorry. They had the ability not to air it. This is a pre-taped show. They did not have to air Jeff Hardy.
So then follow-up question right off the bat with that. So with everything we know with Shotzi going into tonight of why we're getting Kylie Ray in a qualifying match. So then do you not air the Shotzi Lyra match on NXT next week? Do you just scrap it? We just announce, well, she got hurt during that. Fuck it. It was taped. We just move on.
Depends on the circumstances and depends how the match finishes. That's my difference. I don't know how Shotzi got hurt in the match. Like, I mean, if she just tripped and blew a knee out.
She went for a DDT from what I've heard and blew her knee out that way.
All right. Well, again, but when a man falls on another man's face and you have to stop everything and he's discombobulated, and the question is great by Bash 8 here. Why was Jeff Hardy and Sammy Guevara in a no DQ match on a nothing Rampage?
Because it's Jeff Hardy. Because Jeff Hardy needs to be told for his own well-being. And I've said this for the longest time. I think it's the match styles the wrestling style that Jeff does that leads and precedes his issues outside of the ring.
But we've seen Jeff Hardy have dozens and dozens and dozens of just straight up one-on-one wrestling matches. Now, I know he's
WWE, not in AEW.
No, not in AEW. And it's the same thing, right? Sting's never in a straight up match. There's too much of this shit.
That's why I'm saying if Jeff would have stayed within, I hate to put it this way, but the WWE system, or at least still adjusted his wrestling style to that style that he wrestled then, I think we'd be in a much better position with Jeff Hardy than we are now.
Yeah, well, he'd at least have his nose in the right place. On a serious note, we're about 2 minutes away from showtime. So I'll say hello, Juan. And we won't talk about the Ashley Mazzaro situation. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It's dark and twisted. Don't know the full details. Nick and I never like to speak about more than we actually know, unlike a lot of other people. But yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I'm a big fan of Ashley, but I don't think we can give it a fair amount of time at this moment.
Yeah, I don't want to see anything that's going to go either way. Yeah, that's such a sensitive subject. Like that's the Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
Right. Damien, good to see you. Bonkers, welcome back. I see Kevin. I see Dale, the OG, back in the house. Kevin, is always a pleasure. The chosen vessel. What in a way, as always.
Wow.
Jackson. Chambers is with us. We already said hello to Thomas. Eric Davison. How you doing? How you doing? A new face has been kicking around. We appreciate it. Christian. Richard on his craziness. Juan. Wesley's with us tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dun, dun, dun. We also
Does he come out to the Hollywood entrance?
Some people like to Hollywood. Yeah, just walk out. There you go. TJ, good to see you. Easy Bake, welcome back. CX99 is with us. I love it. I love it. Some of the chattier people make this a longer process.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome, welcome, welcome. John is back with us. Well, a lot of people. Keep it coming, folks. Get in that chat.
Well, John's right up there with what you were saying earlier before we're live.
Yeah, no, it's it. Like all of a sudden, no luchas on the show. No
lucha. About close today.
Like all the luchas went away. Now we're gonna fight in Mexico. So, oh wait, FTR's here to fight BCC, who were recently getting beat up by luchadors. And let's just move on.
Forget about it. Tony Khan has amnesia, confirmed.
Right.
Jobson, what up? Scott, what up? Bashape, what up? As Scott said, yeah, let's get this party started. Absolutely. As you should be probably, I gotta switch over to make sure that I'm at where you're at. So
I'm about to get the start of the show. This program is aggressive in nature. What? Ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown is going live. Make sure you join us. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Be a part of the fun. Get in that chat. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. As I got now.
I have commercial.
The Rock's
sorry to disappoint.
All right. But we want to know what's on your wrestling mind. If you are new here, we take a prediction out of 10. We take a prediction for every match, and we take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night.
Where else do I need to go? I got now. Acknowledge us right now, and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification as we're here together forever.
Nick and I are synced up and ready to go. Oh, yeah. How are we going to open this one? Can't wait for it. We'll see.
If you smile. Could you imagine? I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is how it should start. I said it. He should go back to his Hollywood entrance.
Leave it. That's still got to be your ending scene there.
Oh, you sew it through.
Yeah, you sew it. Always do the end.
No, look right away. They're showing the pickup pulling up. Naomi is winning. I agree.
Facts.
What's up? Yeah, by the way, Daddy Ass and crew won the 12-man tag, if anybody cared.
There you go. Scissor me, Daddy.
Pause.
Yeah. He's very much, I mean, he's out here looking like Hollywood Rock. I like that, especially with guys of our age, that there's no other heel Rock version to go back to outside of Hollywood Rock. There's no back catalog. He's always just uber babyface.
Right. We are in Salt Lake City, Utah tonight. Everybody grab your wives and start cheering.
I like how you said wives there.
Kevin Owens.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Then
Yeah, so is this where you take a pause because you got to have a match?
I gotta go. All right, folks. Opening match tonight. Who you taking? Is KO going to be in the chamber, or will it be Dominik?
Yeah, can you fit two people in one chamber?
Yes, maybe. Tightly.
Pause.
Smackdown. Good thing The Rock didn't park in the NXT parking lot. Yeah, beep beep.
Yeah, he would have ended up like Nikita Lyons, who's injured again.
Mm-hmm. Any chance Cody or Seth? Now, we talked about this earlier. Could we get a Cody appearance who said, "When I see you, it's on site, my guy. I owe you a slap."
That would be really interesting. You're walking into the fucking Thunderdome you're walking into a 4-on-1. So it would be a bold ass move, especially though he could do it when he came out there of this is bullshit.
Right. Maybe he can borrow Dustin and the Von Erichs who are on Rampage every week.
Tony doesn't even know whether they're on a contract or not.
Yeah. Oh.
Instant heat for Dom coming out right now.
He brings a mic with him. We are off and running, ladies and gentlemen. KO Dom for the win, says Roddy. Dun dun dun. Dom and
Bold
Nick.
strategy, Dom. Bold strategy.
Easy Bake taking Dom as well. Logan going to cost KO. Then would KO then cost Logan? I think put them both in the chamber. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, again, whoever loses this match ends up in the kind of, I assume, losers battle royal there for the last spot. So,
Dave, thank you so much for the super chat. And remember, folks, that is your way to guarantee we click on your comment. Make sure that you stand out amongst the crowd. We appreciate your generosity. Looking forward to another badass show, fellas. We always do, folks. And like we say, the rest of them might suck. We never do.
Right. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. There we go. I can say words. You couldn't hear me over the boos for Dominik Mysterio out here. If this man was trying to cut a promo the whole time and just kept getting booed the whole way.
Right. I barely heard a word he said. Not going to lie.
So, folks, let us know who you got, whether you're taking Kevin Owens, a.k.a. KJ, for this match, or whether you're taking Dom, Tom, or Nick Mysterio for this match. It's a 3-on-1 handicap match now.
There you go. See if he can handle it. I saw a couple people, and just on a quick side note, as we did get the ding for this match, but talking about Nikita Lyons injured again and on the shelf.
Yes.
She may have to consider not being a wrestler and just being a dancer. I love her. I think she's great, but man, what is she? Has she been injured 90% of her career?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just say that the letters O and F exist, and I will leave it at that. And Mandy Rose and that might be a nice little hookup there in case you need a little bit of an income.
Yeah, be a friend, tell a friend. Let's go.
Exactly. See, you're on there. You're on that wavelength.
Tommy and Nikki Mysterio. Boo, Dom, boo. Shotzi is also injured. Yeah, so she gets hurt on NXT fighting for the title. And yeah, unfortunate in the sense of I think they were trying to do something with her on NXT, and there that goes.
But that's becomes the issue when you tape things and you have like I'm amazed TNA has managed to avoid it, as much as they have, of somebody getting injured on a taping and then that affects long-term here, there, and all of that.
Oh, and they definitely ran into those issues. We've seen it quite often where, like, you know, Josh Alexander got hurt, and then remember where they wouldn't let him back into the country. They kind of deported him or wouldn't let him back in, whatever it was. But there he was appearing, and we've seen it before we just saw it with Naomi. She's already left the company, and she had 2 more weeks of appearances on TNA recorded. So,
right.
Oh, big Hurricane Rana.
Arm drag by Dom. Drop kick. So right now, Dom in control here.
Ding donk for the loss. Okay. Does Dom have X-Pac heat? No.
No. We said
He
that
just...
almost in sync.
I don't think so. What's up, brother Fluff? That's how I can get a new car. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome.
I don't know what you said.
I don't know either, but you can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
Good to see you, Larry. Sophie back in the house. I hope Scott gets hired somewhere. Anthem is the devil. The ongoing saga with Scott and Anthem is not done yet, so we have to wait and see what happens. But TNA could be dying a slow death without him.
Or they could just be getting purchased. Could that
That's
be
the other thing? Yeah.
I think that could be the other thing, is that they just get purchased. And R-Truth of all the people.
Oh, basement drop kick by Dom as KO distracted by R-Truth. Is this R-Truth situation getting a little long in the tooth?
No, again, he's just Sammy. It's just everyone, because he doesn't have a ginger beard, is just all of a sudden not recognizing it somehow.
Right. I listen, I give Dom credit. He's showing off a good amount of wrestling skills here. As he hits the senton back into the ring. This is an interesting question. Where to go from?
Well, Dom has gone from a guy that we've both said should maybe do a tour or two in NXT versus now you could see him very easily solidifying a mid-card title or anything like that.
Dom?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, again, it takes because he's got so much heat, it works, right? Again, you have that opportunity with him, but at what point does it get old? I still I kind of like the idea of him turning on Rhea and joining with Nia. That's just a heat pot.
I want even a bigger mommy. Pause.
Yeah, like this is my new mommy.
She sits on my face. What?
My God, I was thinking it. I can't believe
I'm gonna say it. You know, I'm gonna say it. But MDB saying a little longer the tooth. Shit, it's longer than a saber tooth.
Right? Shit. I really liked the R-Truth stuff when it first started, and now it's just venturing into all right, my guy. And I know they're setting up the Awesome Truth, I think, to take on the Judgment Day. But now it's getting to the point of oh, for fuck's sake, Truth, get it through your head.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the same guy that had little Jimmy and everything. If there's anyone that it's not going to get through his head, it's our fucking Truth. Respectfully, this man is Teflon Don out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just we need to get to start paying some stuff off here. If he's just running around being dumb, again, there's that thin line. There's that thin line where he's got to be the hero.
Does the not Damian babyface turn coinciding with it more throw the scale off a bit more? Because I think that those two are going to go hand in hand, to where Damian stands up for R-Truth and turns him babyface, and that gets the momentum going behind it. So like I said, I think it's. Oh, you don't think it's that way?
No, not especially with the stance that Damian's taken over the last little bit here. I really don't think it's leaning that way. I truly don't. I think that I think at most you're going to get the Awesome Truth taking the belts off of Judgment Day, giving them a big WrestleMania moment, and they were just buying time. But I don't see Damian siding with Truth. Not at this point.
I'll give you that to an extent. I was almost going to say, but then the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day. But I could see that whole story carrying on past Mania, which then again, speaking of Damian, we've got the whole other layer of does he, who he cashes in on.
The Damian Money in the Bank situation is so interesting because I think he held it, which I'm fine with, because you got to break it up. You can't have everybody cash in the night of. You can't have everyone cash in the week of. But now we're at a point of where do we go with this? And he's had, I think they've done the fake
Foreplay,
cash-in
the
or
tease.
yeah, the tease has happened too much. I mean, would it be interesting if somehow, some way, Drew wins over Seth and then Damian cashes in? I don't know, but then that goes more to your idea of we kind of need a way to get Damian a little more babyface-ish. I don't know. I'm lost with the Money in the Bank.
Are we getting lost on the Judgment Day thing, just overall as a whole?
A little bit. I mean, they were strong. Rhea's still doing her thing real strong. Dom's still getting a ton of heat. The men in the group, like JD's a lackey, and the tag team champs haven't done enough other than kind of be fucked around with R-Truth, that it kind of doesn't have the same, venom that it used to.
Right. Well, speaking of venom, I find it interesting that much, I guess, like the Madden ratings somehow of they're pulling up Dom and KO's 2K24 ratings and comparing them side by side. Well,
Right.
KO's rated an 86 and Dom's only rated an 83. So statistically, on average, Kevin Owens should win this match.
There you go. Whatever makes the work work.
What?
Oh my God. Gigantic clothesline by KO.
Is R-Truth cheering for Kevin Owens? He's firing him up.
Story's not too long. I don't see him joining the Judgment Day at this point. They've already beaten him up twice. What?
I thought he was already in.
Nope. He was told directly he is not a member.
Bullshit.
And then he got his ass whooped twice.
Well, folks, there's an undeniable way that you can be a member of the Wrestling for Life channel and everything like that. And that's where you go and click that button right there underneath the channel and all that. There's plenty of buttons. We're, kids playing pen. We got all the buttons you can click.
Big senton on the floor. R-Truth is new most confused man. I don't know if it's new though. It's not really new.
Yeah, why did he give up the title?
Yeah, right. Cannonball
by KO on a Dom in the corner here.
Pancake.
Setting up for I always call it the Bullfrog spot. Ooh.
Hello?
Uno, dos, two count from Dominik.
Frog splash. Decent match. Start off the show.
Well, absolutely. 100%. The card alone was stacked, and now you're just adding even on top of that Roman and The Rock, and they're probably going to get easily a half hour, etc. So that's what I'm saying. This has that not fully a pay-per-view vibe, but like that very extra hype vibe.
Yep.
Of like, there's a buzz.
Going for the pop-up.
Oh, that was sloppy jalopy.
A little sloppy. His feet. Speaking of X-Pac, the X Factor not looking so well.
Not quite. Shout out Little Nate being the ref here.
Damn, KJ really moving it. Hey, don't let us thick fellows fool you. We'll get a giddy up quick. For life.
Well, what was it? Who was it with that? It's like a Ferrari engine with like a tank body or something like that. Like,
yeah,
to where they were describing them to where they could, nimble as fuck, but just was a powerhouse.
Oh,
Three amigos from Los Canadianos. Three friendly Canadians, says Corey Graves. I actually like now the new commentary pairings.
Yeah. And Corey's good as a lead. He's been the lead for a while. Did you see that KP's going to soccer? Perfect.
He was already in soccer.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he was already dabbling in a soccer, I believe, and now they're just like, fuck it, just be over here.
It's perfect for him. Either that or golf.
Golf might be better. Slightly somehow less action in golf than soccer. So
Right. KO to the top.
Swanton, is that tribute to Jeff Hardy after he
There
broke
you
his
go.
nose and got concussed and everything?
Dos.
Dos amigos, dos.
You think TK will finally break free from the delusional fantasy in his mind, hire a competent creative team, and finally bring Dynamite out of the dead zone and 2.0 Ring of Honor, Collision relevant again? No, Anthony, I'm hopeful, but more and more people have to be vocal about it.
I'll say no because our phones haven't rang, our inbox hasn't been hit up or anything like that. So that's what I'll say. A big solid no on that. Of Tony, again, that's what we discussed earlier. Tony sees there's no issue. So if you got a friend that's, driving a car with 3 working tires, half an engine and 1, headlight, and they still think they're driving a fucking Lamborghini, you can't tell them otherwise.
Yeah, no, again, if you don't think there's a problem, and we've all had friends that have problems, and if they don't think it's a problem, they're never going to change. More and more people need to be vocal. The problem is he's insulated by people that are the Jerichos and the Bucks that are getting preferential booking, and they keep telling him what a great job he's doing.
The only voices that matter to Tony is what it is.
He needs to hear some voices in his head that aren't them.
RKO out of nowhere.
R-Truth grabbing a chair.
Just to sit at ringside. Why?
Dun, dun, dun. Given KO's experience, this match should be done by now. Nah.
Well, it just finished, so.
There you go. Put a shine on the kid. Big win by KO. Yeah, I have no problem with Dom being treated like he's a decent wrestler. And he showed in this match, again, he's a far cry from the babyface Dom that we used to have.
Yeah, Dom may not be a world championship material, but like I said earlier, he's very much solid mid-card material. He's growing by the day. He's still young in ring-wise, so he's still establishing himself with that aspect. But I'm waiting for the cannonball through the plexiglass through a pod now because Kevin Owens is in the match.
Let's fucking go. That is a stacked chamber, and we got one more name to put on that list. Will it be The Miz or Logan Paul?
Oh, shit. I thought there was going to be a, battle royal and the losers to get in.
No.
I can't do math. I like Solo Sikoa. I hate math.
And maybe the chat can verify this. I think they're doing it for the women. There's a last chance comeback.
So vitamins and I hate math.
Right. Drew McIntyre in the house.
John C in the house saying, I really don't see Dom in the chamber. Well, now you definitely don't see him. He's like John Cena. You don't see him.
Not going to see him this year. LA Knight, Drew McIntyre. Let's fucking go. I'm good with this.
Oh, yeah. Saying your moment can get stolen one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to know?
DM Hunk.
Dom is a decent wrestler. LOL. The LOL part makes me think it's sarcastic. Yeah. I don't know.
He just is. I hate to tell you, but he is.
He's okay. We just saw it. I gave him kudos for, again, he just ran a good match with KO.
You have John Moxley, a fucking former AW World Champion, former WWE World Champion, that still can't work a good match with Dax Hardwood on AW. So Dominik Mysterio being able to work a good match with Kevin Owens, I'd say Dom's a good wrestler.
Yeah. Sorry. LA Knight's got the CM Punk t-shirt, Drew CM Punk t-shirt, and he says, I can see DM Hunk going on this. So Drew McIntyre, DM Hunk.
Well, he kind of coined that himself, but yeah, now LA Knight saying that I'm gonna take your dreams and kill them too. Oh, now we're getting earlier. So 3:33 Mountain Time, I guess. We got Roman showing up and just awkwardly hugging it out with the bloodline of I love you.
Let's go fix everything Jay messed up.
Messed up.
How are they blaming Jay?
Because he's not in the bloodline.
And Roman happy, smiling. A happy chief tonight.
Well, now, question remains, does The Rock being involved in the bloodline overshadow Roman?
No. I mean, as far as like the global presence, so that's undeniable. But in this world, it feels that they're coinciding very well. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like Roman's minimized by the situation. And I think he's so confident and strong, he's right there, neck and neck.
I think there's still got to be at least a moment to where The Rock acknowledges Roman. We'll probably still have that match down the road. There to me, public perception, and it almost, if anything, it helps. It doesn't hurt The Rock. It elevates Roman. If you have that moment to where at least acknowledge, your tribal chief, it puts Roman much more on that plateau than it does anything to The Rock. And I personally think it needs to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that needs to happen at all because I think it leaves that question that you're asking. And eventually that question will be answered in time. I don't think The Rock has to acknowledge because once he acknowledges them, then again, it kind of changes the dynamic. I think I have an issue with you and we will settle who sits at the head of the table, but somebody insulted our family. So let's deal with that first. But up next, we are getting a Tiffany epiphany taking on Zelina Vega and everybody picking Tiffany.
Right. Absolutely. As you should. But I still think that we'll get the resolution between Rock and Roman later on, I feel, but I still think maybe Dwayne bends the knee, but we'll see.
I think it would be beneath him to bend the knee. I think it's a bad look.
Well, it doesn't have to Floyd bend the knee. I mean, he's still on the fucking board of directors. Well, and then so parlay into a side question. Does The Rock start to sign people on his own outside of Triple H, etc.? Is that how you're way into, say, a Jacob Fatu, a Lance Anawahi of just, well, now I'm going to start signing my family, motherfucker?
I don't mind that idea. Even the idea of like booking things. Like The Rock comes out and says, there will be a match next week and it will be Solo versus Cody just because I can. Like right. I could very much see that happening. And I think that plays well.
The test of power instead of we can't have the match between Dwayne and Hunter, so we'll have the test of power between the two.
Right. Yeah, I think so. I don't mind that. If they run that direction, I think it plays into the whole conspiracy theory, right? Dwayne's here to take over the company. It's wicked storyline that the fans created for you.
Well, and do you see a GM or two or either that sides with Dwayne over Hunter if we go that way? Like we get to, could it be that we get a really intricate, authority battle, which I know at times turns people away from wrestling, but
no, I think it's good. I think it builds the intrigue. I think it builds, it just continues to the more you can make this real and feel real and bring in all the, you have all the Cody crybabies and all the internet junkies, the more you can fuck with them and get them talking, the better all of this is. Like fucking send footage out of like the last week at the board meeting and there's The Rock holding court with all the people that are now behind The Rock and trying to get rid of Triple H. Like make it a whole thing. The only sad part is Trips can't get in the ring. And that's the only depressing part about this.
That's heartbreaking a little bit. And I guess I didn't mean to have pun intended there with Scott saying Tiffy time. But yeah, I guess the only other heartbreaking thing to me is no wrestling fan is going to ever look at McNuggets, chicken nuggets ever the same again. Ever again.
I'm going to go get a McNugget.
Yeah, you go find your chicken McNuggets there. As KJ's taking a pause for the cause as I have it. So even Dwayne will be the master of ceremonies for the Daytona 500 on Sunday as well. But we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are in a commercial break right now. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, as we've got about 80, almost 90 people kicking it here with us. Let's see if we can crack them triple digits here. As we got, still the advertisement for the Daytona 500. So they got 500. Let's see if we can at least get 100 here. But how are y'all feeling about leaning into it? Heel Dwayne here, as I'm getting the drone shot of Salt Lake City, and so now we're cutting to Logan coming in. So we're delaying the one match I'm super excited for tonight of Tiffany Stratton versus Zelina Vega, and it's more because of Tiffany. Are y'all ready for the prettiest moonsault ever coming off of a chamber pot here? God damn. So, by the way, so Zelina Vega's just been sitting in the ring, just standing, pacing in the ring this whole time as we're getting British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne interviewed backstage right now. Definitely need that Hollywood Rock entrance. I think we could just reinvent it. We just become a new version of it, but still similar tones. What's he expected to do with those nuggets? Pat, you were there. That was so great. Corporate war. I know, JV, you said this in the Discord, which, by the way, again, we also have the Discord and the merch store and the Twitters and Instagram. We got all the links for you. We have the Spotify's. We got damn near everything but the Optify's here. But I know you mentioned about Team Paul versus Team Dwayne. And I almost feel like that should be, maybe I'll talk to KJ here off screen here at some point. Maybe we'll do, if we were going to do that, and we'll each pick a representative team. And I think one's obviously relegated to the Bloodline / Samoans. So you kind of already have a smaller draft pool, but I kind of like it. And so we're still, again, just allegedly playing or probably replaying Zelina Vega's entrance right now here. John C. saying, I see The Rock versus Cody at Backlash or SummerSlam. Ooh, that's an interesting thing because no one's really talked about, to my recollection, of a Cody versus Rock match. Everybody goes, well, it's going to be Roman versus Cody, and then we're going to get Roman versus Dwayne. Nobody's really talked about, especially because there's been even the tag match thrown up, but no one's talked about it specifically, a Rock versus Cody match, and I kind of am here for it. But then again, do you almost want to save The Rock's prestige right now for that Roman match? Because then again, we still also don't know if Cody's walking out of Mania as champion. Roman could still very much win. So then do we just have those two face each other to see who's going to face Roman? That would be interesting. But I've got Tiffany and Stratton right now out here. The Tiffany Epiphany. And Ludwig, you are a lucky man, sir. Tiff looks amazing. I think obviously she's going to win this match. Let me know who you're taking for this match, whether you're taking Tiffany or you're taking Zelina Vega. Like I said, I can already see the spots where they're going to sit there and do a prettiest moonsault ever, off a chamber pod or something. And it's interesting how initially Tiffany Stratton and NXT, because of her gimmick, was such a throwaway character or throwaway performer and everything. And now she's become one of the shining stars of NXT, in, I guess, my not so humble opinion. Scoop slam from Tiffany. Don Bate versus Dom Truth. Is that going to happen? What? One. Tiffany Strong Styles. I like that, A. Johnson. JV, you're typing paragraphs. This past Tuesday, I suggested Cody versus Rock at Backlash. Well, I apologize, Larry. Vitamins and terrible short-term memory tend to coincide. So, mea culpa. I hope you can forgive me. What's your assignment level for Elimination Chamber? Damien, you made my brain hurt. You made my brain shut down with that. Rephrase what you mean by assignment. I didn't know I had homework when it came to Elimination Chamber. Legato is sitting front row. Are they? As I'm into another commercial break here, folks. Zelina for the win, says Alex. Oh, maybe that happened. Damien's taking Tiffany for the win. JV, I guess you do you, boo-boo. Kayla, Zelina, or Tiffany, age option. Just you're asking the questions no one wanted answered. But I am in commercial break right now, folks, so I will remind everybody we are back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow for There's No Collision, so we won't be here at 8. Instead, we'll be here at 9 for Wrestling Revolver, What a Show, their little play on What a Burger, and we get the return of Elias, Elijah, Ezekiel, all of that showing up on Wrestling Revolver, plus a stat card. And you always know it's a great time here on a Saturday show, and maybe we'll hang around for a UFC or something like that. You never know. Tiffany for the win, says Jason, as my voice is crackling out here. Vega for the win, says Small Mark. Bold strategy. It's the Dragon Ball Z nerd in me, that I almost for half a second thought you were taking Vegeta for the win. Excuse me. Nick, would you say Tiffany is similar to Mandy Rose? You're not wrong with that. Sorry, I needed to wet my whistle. Pause here. But I wouldn't say you're wrong with that assessment at all. I feel respectfully in ring wise, Tiffany is better in ring wise. I think promos, maybe Mandy might have her. If we're going on category by category comparison here. But it's not a far off comparable there. So I'll give you that, Kyle. Shout out. John C. Shout out Larry. MDB, what up? Christian, you're welcome for Patrick Kidd. What? Oh, I know that, but my New York Rangers are playing. So we're talking about. Oh, so we're getting Chicago versus NY beef right now. Here. That's what we got going on. Tiffany for the win. Yeah, Yoyers. What the hell is that? See you later out here. John Yoyers. What? Did AW air the Sammy versus Hardy match? Yes, they did. And so, okay, I'll ask everybody this as we're in a commercial again right now, as we've had a stall and a half on this match, I feel. Who do you feel is at fault in that whole situation? If you haven't seen it, we have the short on the channel. Go and watch it. Trust me, you can watch it faster than I'll even be able to explain it. But do you think it's more Sammy Guevara literally just Mortal Kombat towering his way through the Hardy family? Next, he's got to take out Rebby Hardy, and then he'll just move his way up? Or do you think it's more Jeff's fault of why are you having a match like that at your age with your health issues, with everything like that? Or is it just a simple accident there? Because that's where I fall on it, to where I think Sammy bounced more than he intended to off of Jeff's knees. Again, if you haven't seen it, we have the short up. Go and watch that. As I've got all of the LWO walking out on ringside right now with Carlito, Joaquin, and Cruz del Toro. But I think he just bounced off it too much and just, the chips fall where they may as a backpack stunner. So, yeah, it's not the LWO. Is it Legado del Fantasma? Are they just going back by that name? I thought they were both LWO for a minute here. Zelina firing up right now. Hardy's fault. Really interesting, JV, because two count. I mean, I feel like the man was laying prone, so be interesting. I think the only way would be if he got his knees up late or anything. Samuel clearly missed his mark, not on purpose, just a reckless mistake. That could have been for worse. If Tiffany Stratton get rid of her Barbie gimmick, I'll be happy as hell. That's the whole gimmick. That's Christian. That's what the gimmick is again, she's meant to be a heel. I know she gets over and you want to cheer for her, as with most modern heels in pro wrestling here, I feel. But 100%, you're supposed to dislike her. Like right now, Zelina's supposed to, quote unquote, arguably be the favorite here because she's the babyface, she's the veteran, all of that. But Tiffany's talented enough and impressive enough that you want to cheer for her, much like you want to cheer for Roman, who's supposed to be healed. Oh, she's going up for the prettiest moonsault, but Zelina trying to counter it. 619 to the shins. That's a clever ass move. Zelina with a meteor off the second rope here. Two go. The fans can book the next 2 months and WrestleMania for trips. Where do we get there? I don't think that at all. I think that I still like very much, to me, that everything seems very fluid. Everything still seems up in the air. Christ, we've had heel turns and babyface turns, even by Dwayne, in all of 8 days here. So Elektra talking smack to Zelina right here on ringside here. Oh, Zelina pulls Elektra over the barricade. 2-0. It looks like Zelina's wearing orange chaps. Yeah, she's got the orange and blue. Shout out to, I guess, my Potsdam Sandstoners out here with the orange and blue here. But Spinebuster from Tiffany, prettiest moonsault ever. Oh, and Zelina eats all but the shins on that. 3 count.
And it's Tiffy time.
Now, since I said 3 count, we need to be like WCW and we just come back like a boy band and just start singing a pop song or anything? Or are you Tank Abbott?
I'll be Tank. But Tiffany going to the chamber, folks. A really good match.
Interesting match. Like I said, I think it was, granted, I know I cheered for Tiffany, but I think it was predictable. I'm already waiting for a chamber we get a prettiest moonsault spot off of a pod or something like that.
I'm in. A nice chance for a young talent to show what she can do. I love how the commentators are building her up. They're, she's athletic. She's the strongest woman going. I think they're doing a great job, and I thought that was a really entertaining match. The fans really behind Zelina at times.
I think ever since the Backlash show in Puerto Rico, Zelina's been a fan favorite. Mm-hmm. And I think with Tiffany, I like that she was able to escape because her initial gimmick and everything with like the daddy's, girl and everything seemed destined for the chopping block here.
Oh, slap! The Good Brothers talking to AJ and Carl eats a smack.
We're backstage and an AEW match broke out. Just everybody chopping each other in the fucking chest.
Interesting. I'm with you, Ronan. Definitely interesting.
I kind of like it because at least then the Good Brothers don't feel like goddamn, assistants the whole time. They're like, bouncers.
And we got the Final Testament backstage. They are up next. Are we going to see AOP back in the ring? Let's go.
It's looking like it.
AOP for the win, 100%. Everybody getting slapped. Nick's taking a pause for the cause. The show's taking a pause for the cause. We are rolling along, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun night so far. AOP's coming up next. We still got to get The Rock and Roman. The lots to get into. Make sure you get in that chat. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We want to see triple digits in this chat. Let's go. Let's go. That moonsault crushed Zelina Vega, not different than Sammy. A lot different than Sammy, smile mark. A little bit short. Her legs went across her waist. A big difference. And I'm not just trying to be biased here, but again, she was a little short on the hit of the moonsault. But yeah, major difference between landing a little short with your thighs and your knees across her waist and not causing any injury than landing a 450 on someone's nose. Big difference for me. AJ going through his face. There you go. AJ having none of it. AJ versus Machine Gun. I'm here. I'm with that, John. And again, the OC has been irrelevant. The Good Brothers haven't done a lot. And we know that, Luke Gallows had been injured at one point. But again, I think this is very interesting in what they're going to do here. And if we do get Machine Gun taken on, I just want to see them in action. So let's go. Yeah, they're definitely not on the same page if not breaking up altogether. Man, if they do it right, the final testament will be amazing. Lady B, I agree. They have to do it right. I don't know if this current rivalry with Bobby Lashley and the crew has really got everybody excited. We know about what happened at the Rumble. It wasn't the greatest feel to it, but I think there's a lot of potential here. They got to work it. They got to push the right guys. You got to put them in the ring. They got to look dominant. They got to get wins. They got to take over. And that's the only way people are going to believe in them. KJ asked Big Nick the same question. Would you say Tiffany is similar to Mandy Rose? Very much so. Very much so. Like obviously, looks. She's good. She brings her appeal to the ring for sure. Very athletic. Sometimes her athleticism and what she can actually do in the ring gets overlooked by because of her persona. But I think there is a similarity there for sure. And I think that, Tiffany's got a world of potential. Once she kind of dialed back the daddy gimmick and stopped kind of running that the way she was, being like uber annoying, where she found this groove as a really good heel, and then she backs it up. I thought the match with Zelina and Tiffany was a really good match. Yeah, she was a little short on the moonsault, but it is what it is. Right now, I'm getting Post Malone, who did the soundtrack for 2K24 and will be a playable character. So if you want to be Post Malone, you will have the opportunity to wrestle as Post Malone. There you go. There you go. So big deal. Big deal. When we talk about WWE moving into the mainstream and being involved in mainstream things, this is another example. The Good Brothers have the easiest job, show up for the entrance of Mission and then occasionally backstage segment. They really haven't been utilized to a great deal, AJ. You're not wrong about that. I wish there was a little bit more for them. I think if you're trying to rebuild the tag team division, then you got teams like AOP, the Good Brothers would be a good addition. But I got Damage Control. It started with your vision, but we made it what it was. So EO saying you might have been Bailey's vision for this faction, but we made it what it is. So they're building this rivalry. How do you guys feel about Bailey going after EO heading into Mania? I'm looking forward to this. I like the rivalry. We saw the story playing out. The writing was on the wall for quite a while. So I think we're doing good. Posty doing the 2K soundtrack is legit. I'm a Posty fan. I think the guy's super talented. I'm happy with this. I think the soundtrack's going to be good. Very interesting. Like, part of his payment was that he is a playable character. So I'm okay with it. I'm all for it. And good for them. Good for him. Will you be upset if Tama Tonga was the NXT was in NXT? Not at all. Not at all. I don't, everybody's got to start somewhere. And the WWE very much has a pecking order as we get Javier Bernier and Bo Morris, not Bo Dallas, Bo Morris in the building as they are about to get destroyed by AOP. Mandy is training to come back. I haven't been able to confirm that, Larry. It'd be very interesting. I don't know if she comes back to the WWE. I could see her jumping into AEW, to be 100% honest with you. Money. Posty is going to be in the game. Let's go. By the way, good match with Tiff and Zelina. Zelina is a baddie. Yeah, Cal, welcome. And I agree with that. I think Zelina's done very well. And what I look for is those moments between the moves when she's amping the crowd. The crowd was responding. We got a good crowd in Salt Lake tonight. good energy, and I think Zelina very well. And the rivalry, I mean, I'm looking forward to Zelina going one-on-one with Elektra Lopez at some point. Zelina's done good. Who the fuck are these guys? Yeah, exactly. They are about to be pancakes. That's who they are. Dun, dun, dun. You always need a blonde bombshell like Trish or Sable or Sunny. Whoa, John C. I appreciate the sentiment, but just to be picky in particular, there's a big difference between Trish, Sable, and Sunny. Huge, especially when it comes to what they did in the ring. But yes, WWE's always had their buxom blondes kicking around for sure. But who are you taking, and why is it AOP? Yes, AOP. This will be a squash. They yank the other guy into the ring. Authors of Pain, Final Testament for the win, 100%. Authors of Catering versus the Jobbers. Hey, be nice. They are just on their comeback tour. As we're about to get bumper cars, the Super Collider. Both men down. Squash match, please, and thank you, Tony Storm. Called, she said, give me my gimmick back. Watch for the shoes. Yeah, 100% what this match was supposed to be. You just send a message. And AOP needs moments like this. A good, solid squash. And Scott, you're absolutely right. This match is over as quick as it started. 2-0-1. The Tiff Vega match was too close to call. Well, I mean, Tiff won it, so I'm not sure what the draw would have been out of those 3 matches, my friend. AOP for the win. Well, that was a paycheck. Let's go. But I like this faction. I like the way they look, carrying and being surrounded by the other members. And again, I'm never going to complain when we get Scarlett as we transition to Logan Paul in the back. 3-0, 2-1. Hashtag primetime. 3-0, 3-9. 3-0. Oh no, squash matches in 2024 feel worthless. I just want AOP and Street Profits already. Richard, you need squash matches. Too many people out there. And this is, again, when we talked earlier about what is happening in AEW, you need some of the matches to be squash matches. If your top main event talent that you're trying to push and get over are consistently in competitive matches, you don't send the right message. And not only that, you get 50-50 booking. And that's what you see when Adam Copeland takes on Lee Moriarty and they go 15 minutes competitive, or Adam Copeland takes on Danny Garcia and it barely beats him. That hurts the push of Edge, Adam Copeland. That doesn't help. Plus, I mean, again, good showing, great, but you need squash matches. And I think the modern younger fan doesn't understand totally the importance of squash matches. Again, we will not care about AOP taking on the Street Profits if you don't build the AOP back up as badasses. And you can't have AOP built up as badasses by beating up people you're also pushing. They come out and beat up DIY and beat up British Strong Style and beat up legitimate tag teams that you want to do well. It's never going to happen. You need a good, solid squash match once in a while. Final Testament is fire. I like it. 3-0. Thank you, Logan. I don't even know what Logan said. I talked right over it. 3-0. The Miz is going to put Logan over and Logan Paul for the win. I 100% agree with you. I think Logan Paul is going to be in this chamber. And then when you look at the men, the 6 people involved in the chamber, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, I mean, this is building up nicely. LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, a stacked current U.S. champion. Everyone but LA Knight's a former world champion. I think the chamber's setting up to be pretty. And I think it's going to be a good match, a fun match. Randy Orton's in there. I forgot his name. But yeah, I really like the 6 men going into chamber. But still body oil. There you go. Patience it builds. You need patience. And again, like I said, can they always have squash matches? No. but you need to present people in a certain way. Even baby faces need a good, solid win, and not every match should be competitive. Not every match should go 15 minutes back and forth. Some matches should be dominant. And if you're trying to build up Karrion Kross and AOP as a dominant faction in this company, they need to smush some people. It's just the way it is. I'm becoming a Logan Paul fan. Listen, Logan Paul away from wrestling, you guys can have all the opinion you want about him. But when it comes to being in the wrestling business, being in WWE, he's put in the work, he puts in the effort, he's done the training, he gives good matches, he hits the moves well. He doesn't feel like some actor, some social media guy, some former athlete just trying to get a paycheck. It's not sloppy. He cares. He actually wants to do well. And the fact that the WWE was smart enough to put that belt on him, because he takes it everywhere. It's on his show. He's interviewing wrestlers. He's bringing new, young audience, to wrestling. You have to give the man his flowers for what he brings to the table. Yeah, I got you, Larry. I got you. With everything going on, who in your mind is taking on Logan at Mania? I'm still leaning towards Kevin Owens, Cal. I really am. I think that Logan gets into the chamber. They have issues in the chamber, and that rivalry that is still up in the air. They never completed that rivalry. Continues on to Mania. I wanted LA Knight to go after Logan, but now I kind of want LA Knight. If I got my fantasy dream booking for Chamber, LA Knight surprises everybody, wins it, and goes on to win the world title, the World Heavyweight Championship at Mania. I think that'd be outstanding. I know Drew's going to do it, but man, it would be fun if it was LA. LA steal the moment. Who gave Saxton a dirty? Now that's funny. Logan plays himself well. Yeah, again, if you're naturally a prick, just be a prick. And I think that's what Logan has done. Do you remember when Logan first showed up and he was going to fight Roman and he was trying to be a baby face and the crowd was kind of sitting back apprehensive, like, ooh, we don't want to cheer this guy. And the minute he went past that and came back as a heel, it worked so much better. And Logan just being himself, turned up a little, works great. But right now I got Cody Rhodes and your progressive match flow. We got the Young Bucks with their flow. We got Cody with the progressive flow. Here we go. Flows everywhere. Squash matches are for character building. 100% Scott Rizzo. You need it. You need it. And what are you going to do? Put AOP in a match with the British Strong Style and beat them when you're trying to, establish them? That's not going to be good for business. And again, that's one of the things that I don't think Tony Khan understands, that, yeah, some of these matches are really good. But if you get John Moxley to go 15, 20 minutes with a nobody, the payoff isn't what you want it to be. Sometimes your main event talent got to look better than everyone else. Rock, you put your hands on me. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, are we going to get Cody Rhodes? Yes or no? I got 80 plus people with us right now. Are we getting Cody Rhodes tonight? Bryan Danielson is fighting a dream opponent of his next week on Collision. TK announced that. I forget the opponent's name. Oh, good. Listen, I'll throw this out. I just threw the Cody Rhodes question out. Here's a question for everybody who's in the chat. In 2024, are you kind of tired of Bryan Danielson? I know he's a generational talent. I know he's one of the top guys that have done it. We were behind him. The Yes movement was huge. AEW, Bryan Danielson. To me, I'm just tired of watching him fight nobodies. I'm tired of, and I don't mean nobodies in the sake of nobody's in the AEW realm. Why is Danielson not in a prominent rivalry? Why are you not booking him in a way? Why is he not booking himself in a way that allows him to be relevant? Him wrestling Ishii and Suzuki and, again, every Tom, Dick, and Harry out of the indies, it doesn't do a lot for me. I want more out of this guy. I believe he could be more. I believe before he joined the BCC, he was on a really good run, and it just kind of fell apart. I'm going Logan Paul. I'm going with you.
Speaking of falling apart,
there you go.
If that's the transition I got to come in on.
Papa H messed up the recipe tonight. You're going to have to elaborate on that because I don't know what you're talking about.
We ain't even got the final course here yet.
I think so far so good.
Aperitif?
I think so far so good, to be honest. And here comes the Miz.
Facts.
And I wonder if the match flow was a tease. They go back to the fact that Cody said, "You slap me, I'm going to slap you back."
I think just you're about to watch probably about a half hour of the Roman and the Rock just go promo for promo back and forth.
Interesting.
And you really don't think Dwayne's just going to be like, I'm going to just sit here and just cut all of the promos. This man had a whole concert by himself when he was Hollywood Rock.
Right. I wonder how that'll hold up. I don't know if they're going to give him a full half hour, but I think it's going to be a hot minute. And I really could see somebody getting involved here. McIntyre winning. They're only him from Raw. I'm trying to think. Yeah, technically.
Well, no, I got the card pulled up. Well, I might have to refresh because so far you've got Drew, Drew's Raw, Orton SmackDown, Bobby Lashley SmackDown, and Kevin Owens won SmackDown. So literally, if Drew wins, he's the only Raw guy.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, again, I like surprises, and I'm being greedy in the sense of, in my dream booking, LA Knight could pull it off and surprise the world.
Do you feel a little bit that Bronson Reed's not involved in there? That's why I was hoping for like a last person, like just add some extra somebody. Well, because he even sat there and like apologized to like the people of his home country and everything, because he's like, it's a pay-per-view in my own country, and I wasn't able to make it to the chamber. I think you're so involved somewhere, but yeah.
I get that, but if you look at who's in the chamber, Bronson's not there. Bronson's not at that level. And yeah, I get the sentimentality of, I'm going to be fighting in my home country. Wonderful. But at the end of the day, I really think that who are you going to take out and put Bronson in? I love Bronson. He's just a young guy coming up, though.
I'm not saying even. I wasn't even, like I said, I didn't even think it was take somebody out. I just can't do math and thought it was just you would have had a last person scramble, because I could have seen him hitting that like Mark Henry spot to where he's fucking pouncing somebody through a fucking pod glass or something like that, or he's gonna have that big beefy boy like when you had Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Mark Henry in a chamber match, to where they just have those I'm a wreck some shit spot.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I really do. I think that, again, I had no problem with him getting in, but looking at who did get in, I just don't know. We got a whole bunch of world champions. Like, it is a star-studded elimination chamber.
Early prediction to win?
Drew's got to be the favorite. Drew McIntyre's got to be the guy. I mean, again, like I said, in a perfect.
They did the reverse Hardy spot there.
And they just
instead
scrambled like two kid brothers having a fight in the bedroom.
Yeah, but instead of, the knee hitting the guy that was, waiting for the spot, he hit the guy that was taking the spot.
Right. Logan for the win. Cheese whiz Miz. This one already booked. Logan, Cody, and Seth show up tonight. Interesting. Still rumors that we might at some point get a tag match.
So we haven't talked about this, and I don't know if we want to talk over this, as we've got Bianca and Liv, and hey, we've got Jake Cargill sitting there next to Nick Aldis, and so is Braun Breaker in the little press box. How you doing?
There you go. Nick Aldis bringing all the people to the box.
Yeah, and then you got some people that are out there, did WWE fumble Jade Cargill? She's been on TV for all of a couple of minutes? Like, patience. What are we talking about fumbling?
Patience. They're going to strap a rocket to this lady's back Triple H has said it, but people are so, like I said, and it's this.
It's a generational thing, honestly.
Yeah, it's just no patience. I want it now. I want it all, and I want it now.
Everybody's goddamn Veruca Salt out here when it comes to pro wrestling. Give it to me now. I want the Cody.
Oh,
I want the Dwayne.
that move looks way better when Nikita does it.
Well, no, that's because you'd want that hit on you versus you don't want that hit on you.
Yeah, what is that? The split leg teabag?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like, how are you that flexible that you do that? Like, what are you doing, my guy?
Yes, I did see this announcement today on a quick note of TK announced that, again, it's so marked booking, but I get why he did it. But RVD will be on Collision 420. Right.
Congratulations. I've seen, there was a thing I saw going around of to where, like, when Dynamite hit 200 episodes, it said, thank you, Tony Khan, on all the visuals and everything. And now, granted, you've got 3 years versus 60 plus years. You've got WWE that thanks the people that pay the tickets versus AW pays the people who, or thanks the people who pay the roster.
Well, we've seen it time and time again, Nick. When you make it all about one person or if one person thinks they're greater than the group, it never works well.
Right.
But Miz milking the crowd.
I just can't ever get behind a babyface Miz, and I think it's just because I don't like the Miz, period. Like, man just is born with a punchable face.
Oh, absolutely. You mean Logan's born with a punchable face, right?
They both are. That's why I don't know who to cheer for. I'm cheering for Giant Meteor to interrupt this. I'm cheering for Bronson Reed to come out and interrupt this match.
Right. I spoke too soon. Drew is winning.
Commercial break.
I like there's this funny thing in this world in life called anticipation. And I think more of us need to enjoy anticipating something.
It's so funny though. Like I said, I think it really is generational of that doesn't exist anymore to where you might actually have to wait for a payoff. You can't, fucking binge watch 3 seasons of Monday Night Raw and know where we're going to be. And then you've got, no spoiler alerts, around people and everything like that. No, WWE right now, especially, is such a fluid situation. We've even talked about this was not the initial game plan. They've pivoted. So if they don't know where they're fully going, how the fuck are we supposed to know?
Yeah,
and that's what makes it amazing.
I'm getting a McRib commercial. Logan looks like he's in great shape. That's what I said. Like, the cool thing about Logan is he takes this wrestling thing serious. You got to give him that kind of credit.
Well, and again, that you could halfway hearken that into, you've got Joe Budden's podcast talking about pro wrestling. You have Pat McAfee interviewing basketball players, and they're saying how they discussed, the whole Cody Rhodes situation in the locker room in depth and everything. Pro wrestling is now at a point to where if you are a guy like Logan Paul, you're almost benefiting yourself of being fully invested into it. A Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee doesn't need to be doing commentary for WWE.
Yeah.
But he wants to, and it's one of the hottest things fucking going. Think about it. Dwayne's came back. I know DC movies aside, but still, there's always going to be a Fast and the Furious franchise. So
there you go. And I know, I listen to some people who are just kind of like, The Rock isn't what The Rock is The Rock at the end of the day, guys. Like, I know people want to take the turn, take the shine off everything out there. He is what he is. It's undeniable. He's making bank, and we'll see what he does here.
These are the same fans that were booing him, and then the second he went into and millions were cheering right along with them.
Right. Jade in front of Bianca. Ooh.
Now, does she sit at the head of the table, at the booth, at the bar?
Right. I think Lashley gets attacked next week. Profits versus AOP is on for SmackDown next Friday. Interesting. All right.
You do that as right before Chamber?
Take him out of chamber. There you go. Bronson's in. Bobby's out.
No, you don't take Bobby out of that. I thought you were saying it would just been a straight up tag match of Profits versus AOP, which there's no member of the Profits in the chamber.
Yeah, I think that next week it's going to be the Profits versus AOP.
You think you jump? Oh, so I heard you on my pause talking about squash matches, which was a valid argument that most people don't want to talk about. But so you think you jump right from a squash match to top match?
I believe that's what they're announcing. Yeah.
Ooh.
The Twitter generation, it takes longer than 3 minutes when I'm done. Yeah, I'd hate to see some of these young folk shag. Just like you just done.
I mean,
anticipation. Work it out a little. Show some
multiple
finesse.
levels there, though. Multiple layers. You're anticipating that they do, they can, and they will. And B, I mean, you're anticipating more than a 3 pump chump.
Well, I mean, again, as you get older, you start realizing, how to handle shit.
It's like when you get older in any sort of sport, you just you know how to finesse the moves.
That's
you maximize your opportunities.
Patience Jay is going to run this shit. And listen, I mean, what would you rather have? Jade getting a bunch of matches where everyone criticizes her for being green and sloppy and not that good? Or do you want to train her to the point where she makes all the right decisions?
And if you have her in the chamber, which everyone was up in arms about, I never expected her there. I don't know if you did, but so you have her in a match to where she's anticipated to, even if she wins the match, she's going to lose the next match. Like, you're setting her up for failure.
Right. What is Jean-Claude Logan doing? As this match clipping along, and it's a good match, folks.
Yeah, this is Johnny Cage versus Jean-Claude Logan. I like that.
That's not bad, right?
Right.
But and the crowd in Utah has been live tonight.
Well, they're there with their 7 wives, so.
I'm sorry, KJ. Logan Paul has emphatically denied credit from me. Oh, okay. To each their own. I'm just looking at him as a wrestler. I don't give a shit what he's doing outside the ring. That's his business.
Did his check not clear with you? Is that how he denied credit? Like, I think you were trying to say something smart there and didn't.
Thank you, Scott. That's a super chat. Just appreciate it.
Right. Logan grabbing on the it's not the ring apron, the ring curtain. I forget at this point what to call it, because now half the time you have the shows that have the LEDs and everything.
Oh, skull crushing finale.
2
by Logan.
2 go.
Woo!
Logan right now firing up the fist here. Pause. That's extra pause on that. Again, they're using the 2K24 rating. So Logan's a 90 and the Miz is an 81. The disrespect.
Right. I think and what they're using, I saw it during the Tiffany match. They're using like their attribute rating, and not just their overall, but like Tiffany is a 90 strength against Zelina, who's only a 75 strength. Like they're giving different.
I don't know if I love that or hate that as like somebody who plays obviously the 2K games and the Madden games, because it feels like one and the same. Of like, you have NFL players that are like, there's no way I'm like a 68 strength. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. How do you feel about Post Malone being a playable character?
I'm actually kind of okay with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Have Posty out there. I mean, Christ, are you sure it's not just, Briggs there or Jensen out of Bar Rescue there? It's Nose Malone. Or it's your boy there, Trey Bearhill, or whatever the fuck his name is.
So Miz knocks down Logan's got a friend.
Brass knuckles. Miz won't use the brass knucks though.
Miz is a real workhorse of the WWE. He's one of them. He's done really well. Rarely injured. Will work any style. I still can't believe they turned him babyface against Gunther.
Miz is your prototypical modern day upper mid card guy.
Yeah. And there it is.
3 count after a low blow. What?
Why are they putting the U.S. champion in? It happens, folks. It happens. The IC title champion got to be in the Royal Rumble. Like it's
the bigger question is, who is out there with an I Heart Prime sign? Like that's what you decided to show up with is an I Heart Prime.
Right. So it's official. KO, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, and Logan Paul will be in the chamber to take on Seth Rollins if they can be victorious. Very interesting, but a star-studded chamber.
If that's going to be, as we've got Jade and Braun both backstage right now with Aldis here, as they've got contracts in front of them. Yeah, if you've got what's on paper or allegedly a weaker booked pay-per-view, and you have that, you've already starting to, at least hit a double or a triple.
We got Liv and Bianca.
With Tiffany. So do I pin you first? Or do I pin you first?
But Jade's there. I wonder what.
I know you're not doing this around my business meeting.
Tiffany, Jade? Woo!
So I know they're bringing back the X-Men cartoon. Can we just not bring back like Jade as like live action Storm? Fuck off, Halle Berry.
Right? Harry Potter as Wolverine.
No. I mean, it'd be accurate size.
Right.
Final match. 1 match to go. So we're getting 1 match. This has got to be Naomi versus Kylie Ray.
Yes. Why do you keep saying Kylie Ray? It's Alba Fire.
Alba Fire. Sorry.
Kylie Ray's a different scenario altogether, my friend.
I'll say Trinity versus Kylie Ray, and we'll just fuck everybody up here.
Bring it to the floor.
It's somewhere Anthony's just like, God damn it.
That's new music. I hear people scream my name. Are they really Naomi? Naomi.
Yeah.
They're really beating home that she's not Trinity.
But I still think she wins this match. I know you're a big fan of, the redhead from Scotland and everything.
Oh, no, she's winning.
Yeah. No, yeah. Naomi Trinity is 100% winning.
Naomi. Yeah, Naomi's winning this because, I mean, when one of the two people gets switched out due to injury, you kind of have a feeling that the original person is still going to hold on to that W.
Just a little bit. Speaking of just a little bit, I speak of the devil and he shall appear. Naomi brought a little Trinity to WWE. I love this.
Right? Definitely. Yeah, that's a whole new entrance.
It was somebody that was putting it out there of when it was Trinity versus like Killer Kelly or whatever, and they're like, somebody already leaked Alba Fire versus Naomi for later tonight.
Man, last night, speaking of Anthony, though, like the Joe Hendry runs the AJ, the flop dollar diss track over AJ Styles' old music, man. We popped. Like, well played, sir.
Oh, his whole, being a Cheetos champion and everything before was great. So I can only imagine doubling down on it.
But using AJ Styles music and then doing like showing the hands and it says AJ Francis instead of AJ, well, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm going with the glow. Yeah, Naomi's gonna get in, and I mean Naomi's gonna be fun. Naomi could actually win the chamber.
But she won't.
She won't. No.
Becky's winning that. Naomi's probably final two.
Could be. She'll be there deep. I think it might come down to Liv and Becky, though.
Oh, I think, respectfully, I think your final four could be Tiffany, guilty pleasure, Liv, Naomi, and Becky. That's your final four.
Fair enough. Yeah. And I would like to see them utilize. They brought Naomi back. Let's use her. Let's do something with her. Our big fear was that she was going to get lost in the shuffle per se. So I'd like to see her utilized, and she's a talented lady. So.
And do you want to waste a build on Liv for her to not finish it? All Cody Rhodes and McNuggets and everything like that. Do you want to pull the trigger on something you know you're not aiming to fucking fire on, really?
Yeah, but she can't go out early. I mean, they're going to keep her around for
that reason. But I'm saying if she wins the chamber, she's not going over like Rhea or anything.
On a revenge tour. She's on a revenge tour. So you never know.
I think even if you have her in the final two, you don't pick her to win. Like she's going into that. She's maybe top 3 for odds on favorite. She's not. Becky's your odds on favorite. Naomi 2, Liv 3.
Fair enough. I could be okay with that.
Yeah.
She left the WWE. I think it embarrassed her hubby. No, it didn't. Nope. I say make Naomi a jobber for 6 months. Roddy, nah. Nope. They sought after her to get her back. She was happy to come back. She left for her reasons. It probably was not the best of choices or situations, but her husband fully knew what she was doing. And if he was a smart man, he was supporting her all the way.
You know who books like that? You are my fire. Getting Backstreet Boys Jackson over there. That's who books like that. That's a fucking, you don't, if you're booking this from any sort of professional standpoint, you've got to leave business and personal shit or whatever, some little vindictive shit or whatever at the door.
No, that's what we've said from day one. And I think I talked about this on Wednesday of, I think like around all the CM Punk, Bucks problems and the pettiness. And I think you and I were very vocal about like, I don't care who's right or wrong at this point. Just either have a match or break up. Like either like turn it into money or move on. And I think they really, really hurt AEW because you knew the petty politics played so much into the booking.
Well, they're still a little bit that way of they're still the jaded ex-lover that can't get over when someone doesn't answer your phone calls instead of, they're always, the one, picking up for you. They made Cody's hair white with this. Man looking like he's Mr. He's Mr.
Naomi had returned from the undead realm, leaving Trinity with the death dolls.
The lore.
The Aussie icon trying to talk
so Paul Heyman's talking to Waller here. To let out the women here. Now, at least they didn't leave with paperwork, so we're good here.
There you go. They're delivering champagne. That's a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity is a better name than Naomi. It's a name.
Fact. Hey, you can't say that. What's in a name with Butch versus fucking Pete Dunne?
Different.
No, Sam.
It's 100% different. You're
Sam.
No.
Sam.
No.
How? Explain.
It's actually the complete reverse, my friend.
Explain.
Because you built Naomi for 8, 10 years, whatever it was, and then she went off and was Trinity for 8, 9 months. Now she comes back as Naomi. That's the name difference. Pete Dunne was Pete Dunne and then became Butch, and nobody liked it. Now we're back to Pete Dunne. So it's the opposite process.
Yes. It's opposite ends of the same outcome, I feel.
Mm-mm.
I think Trinity's built up enough that Trinity's more recognizable
Naomi right now
than Naomi. I know.
I'm not having this debate with you. She's Naomi. So she was only Trinity in wrestling for less than a year.
Listen, you get your rocks off over here to your Ginger Spice Girls out here.
Let's go. Why? I put Isla in the match.
It's like the Rumble. There can only be one. There can only be one redhead. Yeah. When you get 2 redheads together, it gets chaos.
Naomi rose her stock while away from the WWE. She did. I think Sasha did not capitalize on the same time away.
Yep.
Japan, 100% smile mark, 100%.
Yeah, that I do not disagree with here. I'm just wondering where Alba Fire got the staff here from the Boogeyman.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. But hey,
I'm the Fiberman, and I'm coming to get you.
But ladies and gentlemen, who you taking? Naomi? Are you taking our friend Alba Fire? Who you taking? Who you taking? Who you taking? And why is it Naomi?
Yeah, why is it Naomi?
Who thinks Earthworm Jim deserves a reboot? I just want to play the video game again. I mean, Earthworm Jim video game was fucking fun.
See, now you're making me want to like fire up my old throwbacks to like Sonic,
Right?
like the original Sonics and everything.
Daytona is Sunday. There you go. And I mean, again, with people who are kind of the critics of The Rock, I mean, here he is going to be at Daytona. There's not a lack of fucking presence.
Well, and again, just another check mark of, hey, guess what's going to get talked about when The Rock's out there for Daytona? They're not going to talk about Moana 2. I mean, they might, but that's still a ways away. You know what they're going to talk about? Of him fresh off of Friday Night Smackdown.
Oh, slap.
2 days beforehand.
Right? Becky should not win. We see it before anyone but Becky. We see Becky versus Ripley. You mean they have history, Robert? You mean there's a story, a standing rivalry between Becky and Rhea? So running that back might work.
There's a reason to have the match. Imagine that. Imagine, if you will.
Yeah. The biggest show of the year, you book your best talent to give you the best matches. And I like Liv Morgan. I like Naomi. But Becky's Becky. She's one of the best.
Yeah, everything we've seen so far, even the back and forth of, well, mommy's going to know what it's like to be a bottom. And, you know, I have to explain to my daughter why daddy wants to fight Maui and everything like that.
That was funny.
That's the thing is, she's going back full to that man that we all fell in love with initially and why she is who the fuck she is.
Yeah. I mean, this is interesting. Trin got out just before all the Anthem BS happened. It's funny because some people said Anthem was upset that Trinity went back to WWE and that's why Scott Moore got fired. Not even close to true, folks.
Yeah, who said that? And tell them they're a liar.
Yeah. Naomi's got a whole lot. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Down, boys. Go get a drink of water.
Right. You got a commercial break. Go get yourself a glass of Gatorade, some Haterade, whatever you got to get.
In the classic words of Ice Cube, ask for days. Not this argument again. No, yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Thing from Ice Cube just damn.
I hope you like the message I sent you on Facebook.
I will check it.
I haven't. Yeah, Scott, it's tricky. I saw it on Instagram as well. We appreciate it. We appreciate the super chat. I just can't hear it right now.
It's very much one of those. It's tricky to Rocco, Rom to Rocco, Rom. That's right on time. It's tricky. Nick, no reaching tonight. No, I reach so much. I reach for the shit when I don't even know I got it.
He's reach around free, folks. No, he's a former women's champion.
Hold on.
Reach. Alba is the better wrestler.
It was back to normal. That's what I did.
Right. Alba is the better wrestler between Alba and Isla. I don't care, Richard. I like Isla better.
I could debate that.
Yeah, I mean, neck and neck, maybe.
I'm not gonna touch that one.
Yes, this is a qualifier match.
For Nick. What?
Well, keep in mind, it was supposed to be Shotzi, which might be a little less predictable because Shotzi could have potentially slid in there. But again, in wrestling, your big stars should win the matches to get to the big places. We can't get surprises are meant to be surprise when they happen.
Yeah. I'm more of just concerned or interested, I would say, of how they're going to pull off now that you've clearly acknowledged the Shotzi injury. How do you like previously recorded and like do you just obviously admit that this was taped? What if they show that match? Would you just not show it?
We all know it's taped. I don't think that's an issue. And we know
But
why.
it depends also of how early in the match was it.
Mhm.
We just know it happened. We don't know if it was 2 minutes into the match or 15 minutes into the
I think
match.
they'll fill in, like they'll fill in the time that they need to. They got post production to deal with things. And I think the commentators will talk about it. Unfortunate situation. She blew out her knee. I think it's a miles difference. Like Sammy landing on Jeff's face the way he did and breaking his nose. I might not have aired that botch. But if this is just I blew my, like it's like CM Punk blows his tricep taking a DDT. Not the most malicious of situations,
Yeah, well, that's in a whole different situation because that's in the middle of a Royal Rumble.
No, I'm just
If
talking
this
about
is a
the
match,
scope of it.
like if you have a one-on-one match, and again, we don't know if this is 2 minutes into the match or 22 minutes into this match.
Yeah.
If you've already acknowledged somebody gets hurt here, I guess I'm not saying don't air it, but I'm saying how do you air it? Do you already
Just put it
admit
on, and
that
then
it's
when
on
she
tape
gets hurt,
delay, and then you just have to admit the rest of the show's on tape delay? Well, just because I feel like they try and avoid that it being on, they try and avoid admitting that it's delayed. That is,
but it is. Like, they're not avoiding it. They've openly.
No, I'm saying the show as a whole.
I don't think that's something they're trying to avoid. People they know that they taped this show. They know that they're taping Friday night, like next week's Friday tonight. Like
they normally don't announce that this is already previously taped, though.
So I don't get what your concern is here.
I'm more interested by it of, like I said, if they normally try and avoid of announcing that it's already been taped and try and still pass it off as it's live. So I'm just interested to see that they're acknowledging that this is taped for the first time is all I would say.
Okay. I think we've been there. Not very often they're taped though, right? So I think they don't get in this picture.
Right. So that's why I'm saying it's a revolutionary topic, I guess.
Joseph, question, guys. I didn't know WWE released Braun once upon a time, but he's currently with the company, recovering from injury. Women are attractive. Yes, they are. Big fan.
I mean, if you're not, to each their own, but you do you, boo-boo.
Definitely my slice of cake. It's going to be Mammy versus the Man. There you go.
Facts.
Echo family. We love Tyrus. All right. Well, one of our most watched clips ever is us making fun of Tyrus. Go check that out.
That's because that's the thing is he just finished watching how slow Tyrus moves. And so now he's just commenting now of we love Tyrus, of how great he is because he just finished moving. It's like a tectonic plate.
Kevin Owens is from Maryville, like me. Well, there you go. Fellow Canadian. There you shout out.
Maryville's a place in Canada.
Quebec, yeah. I probably said it wrong, but whatever. Close enough.
Well, no, it seems like it would fit with Maryville. Everyone's merry up in Maryville.
Everyone's just fucking happy-go-lucky. Have they announced the injury in live TV yet? I don't know.
The reason we have this match is because Aldis put it out there of Shotzi couldn't compete, so
Isla
they didn't do it on live TV. They did it everything beforehand. Oh, sorry.
Isla slapping Naomi in the face. Get a 2 count. Big 2 count.
Taking a page out of the Rock's playbook.
Yeah, he broke his nose and he knocked him out. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah, as someone who's been concussed, and I'm sure you probably have as well, that's a concussion. That man was out on Dream Street.
Naomi with the drop kick and a suck it.
See, the thing is, that was convoluted to go. What the fuck was that? I thought she was going for a pin, and now she's going into this weird submission.
I like the submission. Got into it a little wobbly of like,
that was funky as shit. I was like, what is happening here? But no, Jeff Hardy's just so used to looking inebriated that when he actually is inebriated, he just looks sober somehow.
Right. Well, yeah, fair enough. Alba Fire is another example of a superstar that is being used as a squash. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a big fan of Alba and Isla. I want them to do so much more than they are, but I also understand where they are on the pecking order. And again, I think it's another example of in time, guys. Eventually, some of the main event talent, the Naomis, the Beckys, will move on to to greener pastures. And then you need people to come up the ranks.
I wish they were more featured in the tag division,
Yeah.
but think about it. Alba's only really filling in where Shotzi would have been.
Yeah.
So this just replace Alba with Shotzi, and that's where your, I guess, anger lies.
Yeah. 13,000 people on SmackDown or in SmackDown or at SmackDown tonight. KJ and Nick sold out. Yes, it is. As we got Dakota pleading her case with Bailey. Are you surprised about the I'm not really bad, I'm still your friend angle here?
You got to stretch it out. You got to stretch it out.
Facts.
Like, I feel like we, at the end of the day, we know, and granted, your casual fan probably doesn't know, probably believes this. There's a good chunk of the fan base that probably is like, yeah, she really actually gives a shit about her. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. This is right. For guys like us, for guys who watch us and everything, guys and gals who watch us. This is, you're stretching it out, Nick, which I still like. I like it, but it's clear stretching it. So all this announcing multiple free agents here.
Ooh, who's he announcing?
Somebody's no longer free agent. Who is it? Newest member of Friday Night SmackDown.
Gotta be Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker official. Let's go. You're one half your NXT Tag Team Champions.
Is it interesting how lately so much of the NXT titles have been also involved in main roster?
No. I like it. You're trying to build.
Oh no, I'm not liking it or disliking it. I just thought it was interesting that they're really incorporating that crossover.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's that new of a thing. And I love that they're doing this. Like, they got the cameraman. They're making a big deal about a signing. Like, to me, that's good shit.
Right.
Oh, here they come. But the Roman and The Rock have not been together at all tonight.
We haven't seen The Rock at all tonight.
Just pull up.
Did we even see him pull up? I don't know if we saw him pull up.
We saw him pull up.
Yeah. It was Fair enough. Yeah, we haven't seen any interaction. This is real. Do we get like a quadruple turn of just all of a sudden The Rock turns back to babyface? So, actually, you're hurting The Rock's bottom dollar when it comes to Moana ticket sales.
Right. What show will you be watching next Friday? TNA No Surrender live or taped SmackDown and Rampage? Eric, that's the beauty about this channel. We will be watching it all, just like we will be watching Wrestling Revolver tomorrow night, and we'll be here all week for all your wrestling. Plus, we're going to be here at 4:20 a.m. for Elimination Chamber. We do not miss. We will be watching. It will be a triple header Friday. So be here. We'll talk all about everything that's going on.
Absolutely. The answer to your question is all of the above.
Facts. I think Jade's going to Raw. I've said that from day one. I think Jade's a better fit for Raw.
But is that more of filled out? Does that division have too much depth versus SmackDown does not?
I think SmackDown's got plenty of depth. So I think they're. I'm not really thinking that. I think she'd be a good fit in the bigger. Remember, it's kind of like the bigger
Haas division. Yeah, well, but still, you go on SmackDown. You've got Naomi. You've got Bailey. You've got Io, Asuka,
Belair,
Charlotte when she's healthy. And then you could throw in Jade. You go on Raw. You've got Nia, Rhea, Becky, Raquel if she's healthy. Why do I feel like I'm already missing people?
Live. So about the same.
So they're it's almost a dead even heat, actually, to be honest.
3-hour show, and again, I think it just gives her more time. Again, would she be fine on SmackDown? I think she would, but I think it's a little more condensed on SmackDown. And again, you got Dakota Kai, who you're about to push. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's going to Raw.
They've teased her really heavy with signing with SmackDown, though. She keeps showing up on all these backstage segments on SmackDown.
Yo, Braun is small next to Aldis. Aldis like 6'6", guys, 6'5". It's a big dude.
Yeah. There's an outside theory to me. If we were going to do a Rock versus Triple H match, I could see Aldis steps in for H, and then I got this.
Right. Watch them all. We will be watching them all. That's what we do. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there, folks. We don't lie when we say it.
Right. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated.
Fact. Carmelo is another overdue call-up. Nah, not overdue. If he was doing nothing where he is, again, you bring him up and you risk overexposing him and underusing him. So
I feel like he's already like a halfway call-up. Like he's at least on the practice squad.
Yeah, no, again, we've seen it. Like, do you remember they used to do this all the time with the Black and Gold brand of like KO would show up and then you'd be like, oh shit, KO had a really good match with Cena. And then you wouldn't see him for like a few weeks because he was doing other stuff.
That's how you debuted KO. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think you tease, right? And I think if Carmelo was doing nothing in NXT, I would agree with you, John. But I feel like Carmelo's still involved in something pretty prevalent.
But so you are right. So next week, we're getting
Let's go.
British Strong Style versus Dom and Condom. And then Braun Breaker's debut, but we are also getting Street Profits versus the Authors of Pain. So you called it, sir.
There we go. There we go. So SmackDown shaping up next week. Will be taped tonight.
Right.
Jada's SmackDown. I just saw
Drew versus LA Knight next week. So
Lordy.
It might be a little top A, but still, you're going to want to tune in to watch that match.
Listen, it's still going to be a fun night. And then again, they know it's going to be taped. It's the night before Chamber. So they're going to put a little bit of gusto on it as here comes Roman Reigns. Get those fingers up, folks. Not that one. That one. LA Knight versus Drew next week. Yeah, on the eve of Elimination Chamber. We will get that match leading in. I like the idea of LA surprising people.
Well, I think it's very interesting that you have arguably probably your two top favorites coming out of that chamber face each other the week before the chamber.
Fact.
Jimmy out here just looking like he's so glad that his ex took him back, of just like, look at my beautiful queen.
Right? He's the hype man.
Like a sore thumb with all the red.
It is really funny. Jay went to Raw and wore blue. Jimmy stayed on SmackDown and started wearing red.
Blood versus Crip.
Y'all backwards.
Yeah.
SmackDown is getting all the talent. They need some people on Raw. I agree.
Do you feel that more because it's 3 hours, though?
That's part of it, but I feel like Aldis is kind of winning right now. I think he's kicking Pierce's ass a little bit. I think Pierce needs a snapback.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Why?
There you go. Fingers up.
Yes, folks, if you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Use that finger while you got up in the air there. Pause while you're acknowledging the tribal chief. Acknowledge us and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Anywhere you're talking wrestling, make sure you let them know about us, because we're the best wrestling channel, the fastest growing wrestling channel out there doing it. And we cover all the wrestling. We don't do live review, or we don't do reviews or anything like that, so we can sit there and calculate our thoughts or anything. We're here covering it live, nonstop.
It, folks, the most unscripted wrestling coverage you can find.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. And Roman Reigns is talking, and we ain't about to end it right now with that.
There you go. Champion for 1,265 days.
As they're calling already, WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
It's XL, my guy. How you doing?
I mean, I normally do 2XL, so I mean, it's still got to size up on to go for me. But
we'll be here live for WrestleMania XXL.
Facts. Also known as Elimination Chamber at 4:20 in the morning.
Right. So Braun still defends NXT title while on SmackDown. Yes. Nothing new. They've done this before.
Much like Dragon Lee with North American Championship, much like Dominik Mysterio with North American Championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll work a way that they lose the belt eventually, but it puts a shine. And again, it's a transition. You don't just yank it away like a Band-Aid, right? You kind of, we got to work into this.
But again, I think it's more of they lose the belts and you work into to where they're a tag team on the main roster, because we both talked about this on NXT of they work great as a tag team, and it fits having young upstart with kind of seasoned veteran, and you can kind of build your way up that as all of the pyro for Roman Reigns right now.
There we go. TNA Bayou Blast is a tape pay-per-view. Actually, Damien, the Bayou Blast and the shows like the Bayou Blast become broken down, edited, and used for their weekly shows, my friend. So we will get to see all those, like Snake Eyes.
I still just think Baja Blast is, I think, what you were talking about.
Right.
I was like, Mountain Dew, Taco Bell. So Roman out here right now, and just again, huge response, but just silence from the bloodline.
Jimmy Uso being taken out tonight. Interesting. Where is The Rock? This is a good question.
Right.
Making you wait, folks.
Roman's got the mic now, though. Let's see what this man has to say with 15 minutes on the clock here.
The reigning, defending
City, acknowledge me. I saw somebody throw out this today, is if you had a time machine and you put essentially this two-man power trip of Roman Reigns and The Rock versus the original two-man power trip of Triple H and Stone Cold, and just sign me the gun for that.
Yeah, once upon a time.
In West Philadelphia, born and
I want to be honest with you. Mr. Big not feeling The Rock. He fits in. This is becoming the cancer company. We got Punk. We got The Rock.
I think that was CM Punk. Fingers up, not that finger.
Yeah, right. Not that finger.
Like, when we get you all together like this, you're pretty dumb.
Salt Lake City idiots.
I don't want you to ruin this. Ooh. Now you're setting them up to once. Hey, so when Dwayne comes out here, make sure you boo him.
Make sure you're
nice. I don't want you to ruin this. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, no, yeah. Make sure you guys give him the respect he deserves. Don't ruin my night. Make my cousin feel good. Just begging them to fucking boo.
Yeah. Tonight's history. As we're getting Cody chants now. Cody. But again, most people will recognize man set the planner up for them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I love about all this shit, where people get mad and criticize everything we get as wrestling fans. Like, you're getting, like, the work is that being done is beautiful right now.
Here's why WWE, regardless of in-ring work, even fucking for shit's sake, booking, however you want to view it, it's that Everybody at the top of WWE can talk, can cut a promo, is believable. Go ahead. If you
We can say The Rock is
smile,
a member of the bloodline, Nick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we
very
got to
good.
talk about it. And the music hits the minute he says it. The Rock is a member of the bloodline.
Hey, I said earlier, Rock might bend the knee a little here.
You might be right. You might be onto something here.
I think. Oh,
Shut the fuck up.
Mayweather for Hollywood, Hollywood.
Oh, it's too bad he couldn't grow that flat top back out. It would be perfect.
Man's got the platinum chain instead of the gold chain out here. He's showing. Still got the goosebumps.
He brought the shirt.
The $600 satin shirt.
Pipe Cody fans. Get out, Iman.
If you could have had him on a contract, you could have had Ricky Starks come out because you would have had the flat top and everything. Yeah, the silk shirt, all that lined up.
Right. If you think the Cody chants are piped, my friend, then you have not been paying attention.
If you think the Cody Rhodes chants are piped, you've been smoking pipe. Point blank, period.
Fair enough.
Whichever pipe you choose to smoke is on you. You've been smoking pipe.
And we go to commercial on a Rock graphic. I just got so hyped. Again, The Rock is a member of the bloodline. He rocking the gold vest. He got the goosebumps.
Do you got the goose pimples? I got the goose pimples.
Versace Rock. I like it.
Well, since Rock's baby left him, he's found a new place to dwell.
I like this. Oh, poor Ricky Starks like, fuck, he's doing my gimmick.
Right, like I said. Starks is just like, shit.
I was trying so hard. Oh, I can't wait for Ricky to be in the WWE.
I'm being legit though. I have the goose pimples here of like this man is literally electrifying.
13,000 people in Salt Lake right now responding to everything that is being said and done. And there is still people in that building cheering. And I know there's people watching right now that when they saw The Rock walk out the way he did, we're like, oh shit. Come on now.
Absolutely. We saw it with the damn press conference and everything. Y'all are fake. Y'all are fake as fuck.
Right.
Let's not stand on ceremony here right now. Of y'all will be let's go, Cody, and the millions. Let's go, Cody.
Just it's our turn. Yes.
Right. This is my line. This is my line.
E-man, I would bet my right toe that it's not pipe, my friend. It's not pipe. Come on now. Let's not be ridiculous.
Again, if you think that's piped, you're smoking pipe. Whichever pipe you choose to smoke is your choice.
Do you know The Rock? Do you know The Rock? He's not winning the Royal Brown Boy. It's Cody. He wins the Royal Rumble. Mr. Big K, what are you on and how good is it?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
I think that's where you need to go, sir.
Right? Do you know the Rocky Man? I kind of would have preferred, and that was my vision, was The Rock coming out in like a 3-piece suit, looking legit.
I think it's even better.
Kinda.
It's just so much. It's now not only are we you can take them chicken McNuggets, you can shine them some bitches up sideways and stick them straight up your candy ass. Now we're out here in the $1,000 Versace suits. We got silk suits. We're out here and, well, since Rock's baby left him, we're going full heel Rocky.
The nostalgia's in the air. Nostalgia's in the air.
Dwayne out here looking like your fucking pimp uncle who just shows up to the cookout here. Everyone out in sweats and like Jordans and everything. And man's out here in the Godfather's outfit.
The Rock has some good news to share.
Something that you can own. Hey, so they've broken, hey, Tony Khan, to where we can hear singular fan that says Boo Earns. Friday Night Smackdown is out here broken a in attendance record here.
Yeah.
Here's the record you broke.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh,
The largest gathering of trailer
park trash.
And the crowd's cheering. They're like, ah!
Somewhere Bubbles and Ricky and Julian are just like, that's our gimmick. That's our gimmick. He's wearing my shirt. He's wearing my shirt.
What I love about this is the fans all hated The Rock coming back and taking the spot, but now that he's being heel, everyone's cheering for him. Confusing fucks.
Heels are over in modern wrestling. There's no baby faces left. It's just the cool heels of just, yes, please shit on me. Please shit on me.
My life has meaning.
Your 50 wives. And he's getting Dom levels heat here. He's trying to get there finally. And they're booing right through him. This is, I'm being dead serious. I'm 35 years old as a wrestling fan. I have fucking goose pimples right now because this is my fucking childhood right now playing out. What fucking DeLorean did we hop into, KJ? Doc KJ White Brown over there.
Talk, KJ. Yeah, the gray is on the wrong side.
It's that's how we went backwards through time. It's on the downside instead of the upside. We're getting Rocky chant still.
Amazing. Rock must be like, the wrestling is so confusing.
He's like, why can't people show up to my movies like this?
He's like, I came back to take on Roman and everyone hated me. Now I'm shitting on everybody and they're cheering me.
The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lip. But again, I think it's because we all still want that still dream match of if we got The Rock talking like this at Roman Reigns, it is the biggest match that they do have. I respect the Cody Roman. This is still the biggest match. You still have an ace up your sleeve.
Yeah, and we'll get it. Just how we had to take a side tour.
Right. Yeah, because even Roman's out here looking like all upset. I'm like, this motherfucker's taking. I gave this man 2 minutes and he's taking 25. Then Roman's looking around. I'm like, all right, my guy. Ready to rock cooking. Brock was begging. Brother was begging.
What is Cody's story?
Why? Tweeting
on the toilet.
Why? We're applying it to sports here with the inbreds here.
You shut your mouth. I know you're inbred.
By the way, folks, make sure you tune into the UFL that's debuting in probably like a month or so here. That's the Rock Sports League here. Is he going to be cutting heel promos? Is he going to be like, now all of you jabronis at the Daytona 500, start your engines and acknowledge your tribal chief?
The energy in the building.
He's bringing up Michael Jordan came in here and crushed the dreams of the Utah Jazz. It's personal.
You boo because it's the truth.
They took their beating like men and moved on. If only more people in life did that. This has been, granted, this has been great from The Rock, but this has been all The Rock.
It's supposed to be.
Entitled little crybaby bitches.
Crybaby bitches.
The Rock is going to do everything in his power, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that you walk out of WrestleMania as world champion. Your story is just ending. Ours is just beginning.
This is not very good, in my opinion. Well, Scott, I'm all ears to what's not good about it.
Respectfully, Scott, I love you, but I feel like right now your opinion is wrong.
No. Sing along with The Rock is over.
But he's even saying that how we're going to be the most dominant duo and everything. This is really your two-man power trip. You have the tribal chief and the head of the board of directors.
What the bloodline is cooking. Look, let's fucking go.
Going up the ones. Let's go.
It's drip. Like it is. I know people are like, oh, I want it all, but like they are just a little promo by Cody, a little promo by H, a little promo by Roman, a little promo. It's piece by piece by piece. It's fucking breadcrumbs. Follow along, Hansel and Gretel. We're going to Mania.
I loved this, but did this not a tinge overshadow Roman? A tinge.
No.
Okay.
Roman cut the intro. I know you feel this way, but not at all. Like, again, then The Rock has got that big persona. The Rock is the legend that just returned. But Roman walks in, cuts his promo, and then says, The Rock is now a part of the bloodline. Hands him the mic, lets him do his thing. I don't feel that the Roman's any lesser than he was when he started the promo.
That's fine. Like I said, had to ask the question.
Yeah.
I think that was fantastic. Trust me, I was out here marking out like a little fucking schoolgirl of this is what I grew up with. This is what got me into pro wrestling is what we watched just now. We watched the 2024 version of it.
Yeah. I mean, again, for us older folk, it was the nostalgia up the ass. He came out in the vest. He came out with the shades on. And again, he just shit on the crowd and the crowd cheered it the whole fucking time.
Well, sorry, I just want to address some things here. Of very forced heel turn. Why?
Sorry?
How is that? Well, how is that as a very forced heel turn there?
I think they had no choice. I see what you're saying. Again, when he came out as a babyface, nobody wanted it. So saying it was forced, I think they did what they're supposed to do. And they leaned into it. I don't feel like that didn't feel awkward. That didn't feel forced. And actually, all the people that were booing Rocky a week ago or 10 days ago, we want Cody. 13,000 of them just cheered the fact that The Rock showed up and gave them what they gave him. Like, again, forced. Again, it feels like for certain people, doesn't matter if you go left, doesn't matter if you go right, they're not going to like you no matter what the fuck you do.
Right.
Wrestling fan, that was brilliance.
Yeah, I agree with the artist there of saying that's a promo. Take note, motherfuckers.
Right. That was a good promo to cement him as a heel, but nothing amazing. Felt dry because the crowd didn't give a lot. The crowd gave a shit ton, but they were fucking happy. They were way happier than anticipated. Fickle fans.
But no, I think that's just wrestling in 2024. Like I get the initial point of that statement. But to me, it almost felt like at times, yes, Rock, please shit on us as long as you're not Vince McMahon.
Right.
Pause all the way around there. Of just talk, say mean things to us and everything. Yes, we do suck. We did lose to Jordan.
Well, again, I think like for me, it was we want Rock and Roman. We're Rock and Roman. When are we going to get Rock and Roman? When are we going to get Rock and Roman? All right, we're going to give you Rock and Roman. Oh, we don't want Rock and Roman. We want Cody. All right, we're going to do this then. All right, we don't want that either. The fuck do you want?
We are spoiled children as pro wrestling fans right now. Of literally, I see there is no pleasing you, as Joe Black even says. Can't make everyone happy. Yes, there is no pleasing you. Of you just want to be mad to be mad. Because honestly, they're slim and hard. At least, especially with tonight, that I would feel you could complain about across the board.
I thought tonight's show was good. I thought we got a lot of elimination matches, and for me as the wrestling fan, and maybe it's the, I'm so big into good stories. I read books, folks. Try it; it's a good thing. Like I love a good story, and this feels like breadcrumbs. This feels like little bits. We're not going to give you the whole fucking pie. You're going to get pieces by pieces, and you'll follow us along. We have a lot of time to get to Mania. Hold on tight. We got more to go. And you see the tit for tat. Cody responds to The Rock. Now the Rock responds back. What more do you want? 13,000 people standing at the top of their... And the thing that we had tonight, Nick, that you don't get a lot in wrestling was that buzz, that murmur in the crowd, that even in between the punchlines, the crowd was buzzing. That felt very Attitude Era for me, where there's just a constant fan noise at all times.
Oh, absolutely. And folks, if you can't read, there is still Audible. You can get the audiobooks and everything like that to help you with the education. But there was one that Matt Skizzy saying, did The Rock put his finger up with the L with the thumb out intensely? With the state on her L on her forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he did make sense that Cody deserved it. He won the Rumble. No, essentially what he's saying and what you're missing, my friend, is he doesn't give a fuck about Cody and winning the Rumble and Cody trying to write his story. He doesn't give a flying fuck. I know for us, but he won the Rumble. He doesn't give a shit is what he's saying. He's not dumb. He knows Cody won the Rumble. He doesn't care.
You have to realize Dwayne the Rock lives in rarefied air. So he's out there with the Lear jets. He only knows what the Lear jets are doing, everything like that. He doesn't know commercial jets, private planes, anything like that are flying underneath that, that skyline there. So, like you were saying there, I don't give a goddamn what Cody won, what he thinks he won, what he thinks he's entitled to. He just lost to my cousin last year. So, motherfucker, congratulations. You went all the way to the back of the line.
Yeah, completely. Now, folks, the show has come to an end. We will take a rating out of 10 if you want to throw that in there. Keep your opinions coming. Nick and I are going to hang around for a few more moments and chat it out. But, yeah, I mean, again, we're going to get mixed packages. Rio saying Rocky can't handle the fact that, again, everything we've seen since the press conference says that you're completely wrong, Rio. I'm sorry. I didn't love the pivot either. Like, I didn't love the initial idea of kind of jobbing, like kind of screwing over Cody. But saying he can't handle the fact he's not secondary in this storyline. He is a part of this storyline. He is primary in this storyline. This is part of the story. And this storytelling, for those who really want to be open-minded, is really being well delivered. Period.
Right. Real, to completely counter your argument. He's so involved and so primary with the storyline that I'm out here saying, is he overshadowing? Is he overshining? Is he diminishing Roman? To say he's unhappy with he's second fiddle of this, that is not the case at all. That is the poorest argument you could take, I feel.
Listen, if The Rock wasn't comfortable being secondary or playing support or helping this, they would have just stuck to the plan of Rock versus Roman and ignored the fans the way Vince McMahon did for a decade. This is different.
So y'all thought that Dwayne would then go over Roman when they face then? Is that what y'all saying? Well, he can't play second fiddle, so he won't go under then. Like, that's the thing is you want to change the art, you want to change the situation to fit your argument in that time. And then when it adjusts, you can't pivot. Meanwhile, the WWE's fucking out here with AI with the crossovers.
No, absolutely. You're getting dunked on. You're getting dunked on. Like, he's not that good, but you're getting dunked on. You're getting dunked on. He's not that good. 8 out of 10. The Rock's turns on Roman, and he was part of the Cody plan at the end of the Bloodline. The Rock is the Trojan. Yeah, no, see, I do really think that there will be issues between The Rock and Roman. Right now, they're kumbaya, but that's what sets it up, and it might actually help Cody win the belt.
Sideline, as I see, or even Ricky brings it up. What if Seth turns on Cody? If Seth's brought up the Shield, and no, I made Roman the way he is, and Roman's even acknowledged that. What if we get to where Seth's the master manipulator? I am a revolutionary. I am a visionary. So what if Seth turns, if we do get this alleged tag match that could happen whenever, I guess, or even just them being buddies, do we get Seth could cost Cody at Mania? Especially if he loses to Drew
at Mania. But here's the thing: Seth's going to take time off to recover a knee injury, so they're not going to do what Tony Khan does. They're not going to have a storyline just hanging. I don't see it. Maybe when Seth comes back, is there some resentment that they want to tie into a story? Yeah, but WrestleMania is not about that. Seth's busy dropping his belt to somebody at Mania.
Yeah, probably Drew.
Yeah, probably 5 out of 5 out of 10. Ooh, I don't know. Rock is saying that Cody should have moved on, not making Roman the entire focus.
Facts.
Yeah, fair enough. Cody fans turned Rock heel. Yes, they did. And now that they're getting it, they're all cheering, and the other group is like, well, we don't like him as a heel. So it's confusing.
But that's the thing, is everything with this feels organic. It feels like there's a groundswell either way, whether fabricated, manipulated, however you want to view it. There's a groundswell across. There's that guttural feel. We're like, again, we talked about it. We're both 30-plus-year-olds and everything like that. And this 100% reminded us back of we were watching a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night Smackdown in 1990, early 2000s. Oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. And I can't wait till fucking next week to see who says what back to this and everything.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like I said, I feel like we're being pulled along, and the fans forever said the wrestling company doesn't listen to us. Well, it looks like they listened, and here you go. They're delivering a different game plan, and you're still not happy. Well, then maybe you don't like wrestling. I don't know what to fucking tell you. But would you agree that this is Hogan and Rock, just a newer generation? The podcast marks are going to be mad. It's got that vibe eventually. That's what Rock and Roman was supposed to be, for sure.
Yeah, I've always said that when we get Rock versus Roman, that's, that Hogan Rock stare down there at WrestleMania 18 there. Absolutely. You think you're special.
If you notice, The Rock never admitted to being in the Bloodline member. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too, paying attention a lot. But when the man ends the show with his finger in the air, that's pretty indicative of.
You know what you do when you get hired at a new job and everything like that? You make sure you tell everybody, hey, I work at Walmart. Hey, I work at Walmart. You make sure you tell everybody that I work over here. Like, no, you just you work over there. Like, I don't know. Did he need to announce it after they announced it?
But here's the thing. Not only did he throw his finger up, he also, when he said it, he gave his big old famous catchphrase, and he asked if you could smell what the Bloodline was cooking, not what The Rock was cooking. What the Bloodline was cooking. I feel like he acknowledged that.
Yeah, this is now, you just have the super Bloodline. You have literally, like, when the NWO was at its end of days there, and you had, back to the Hogans, the Nashes, and the Halls and everything back in it. That's what this feels like. If you got the mega powers have, all formed.
Yeah, I think it's good. I didn't know what the fuck they were going to do. I can't be mad that I think they've really dug into this. And again, as far as notoriety and people giving a shit, I don't know how they could have done any better at this point. 10 out of 10 just on the Rock promo. The rest of the show was 5 out of 10. Interesting. I thought we got a really good show. I thought Dom and KO were good. I thought Miz and Logan was good. The backstage stuff was decent. And maybe not a barn burner of a show, but I think a lot of good things happened tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, sorry. Seth keeps the belts at WrestleMania and then drops it to CM Punk later. No.
No. Because you know what they did there, guys, is they set up. CM Punk said, when I come back, Drew, I'm going after you. That's what happened with that.
Yeah.
So that seed has been planted.
You've added layers to that whole situation. But this is part of why I hate wrestling fans. Does acknowledging it really mean acknowledging it? Yes, that's what the word acknowledging it means.
No. Yeah.
Fuck.
People always love The Rock as a big star, but it's heel or babyface. Not sure what the question is there, but we haven't seen heel Rock in a long time. Usually he just comes out and does his usual shtick, and it's not as cool as it used to be. The bloodline is boring, says Damien. I'm shocked from Damien.
The hopium roll wore off there.
Right. It was like he was about to burst a laugh because he was enjoying it, but the excitement for the story now 8.5 out of 10 for the segment. Absolutely. With his family is just a shot in the arm the bloodline needed. I mean, again, how literally people tuning in because their cars are pulling up. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Again, they're just roping everybody along, and I don't think people. I really feel like it's going over some people's heads.
Yeah, well, when you have your head stuck in the ground like a fucking ostrich, it's not hard to go over your head.
I think I might be bored with The Rock. Fair enough. But
he just got here.
I was bored with The Rock until the last couple of weeks.
This tells you who had a pet rock growing up and who didn't have a pet rock, of how bored you are with The Rock out of the gate.
Right. People never wanted The Rock in the first. That's bullshit, real. People have been calling for it and calling for it and calling for it and calling for it and calling for it. We got hours of footage of people begging for The Rock versus Roman. We've got interviews. Nick wanted it. Yeah, I think that's inaccurate. Again, sometimes people think their opinion is everyone's opinion. Did Rock just put it? Yes. With his thumb out intentionally? I didn't see the thumb go out. I think it's because
he had the whole with the shape of an L on his forehead.
Originally, The Rock was the heel, but Cody Diehards forced him in that direction. That was Attitude Era booking. Is the best. No such thing as heel or babyface, just stars and stars. Yes, not totally true, but I'll give you that for the sake of argument.
No, that wasn't right. No, Rock was initially the babyface going against Roman's heel. He was supposed to be the star coming back, and that's why when everybody was upset because Cody walked off with the sad face, then he made it. Now he's the heel because The Rock can afford to be the heel, and again, it's one wrestling royal family versus another wrestling royal family. We've got Game of Thrones out here in pro wrestling, and no one wants to acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, again, this idea that there's no, like, the Attitude Era didn't have heels and baby faces is completely factually.
Who the fuck said that?
That was just what was in the comment. And I think that's where, like, a lot of wrestling fans believe, like, the Attitude Era and old wrestling didn't have. It was always a story of good versus evil, bad versus good. There was a good guy. People had to switch. Rocky was a baby face. Then he ran into a guy that everybody loved, like Austin, had to become a heel. There was always those moments.
Austin's famous because of the double turn. Dwayne's famous because of, the die Rocky die chants and everything, to where he joined up with the Nation and then turned heel. Christ, Hunter was the most despicable human being, at least to my generation growing up here. Now, granted, as I'm older, I can appreciate the heels of it. Makes you that invested when you have that guy that you just fucking despise. But yeah, no, to say that there wasn't baby faces and heels in the Attitude Era, that's where most of you people know the term baby faces and heels from.
Right. Just when everyone thought the bloodline was going to die, it just been reborn and stronger than ever. Holy shit. Who would have thought? Again, I want to know how far they take this, Nick. Like, dig into the corporate. He talks about the power. We already had meddling Paul Heyman that abused power in that company. What will they do with The Rock?
Could he, like I said earlier, could he sign a Jacob Fatu? Could he sign a Lance Anawahi? And just, hey, by the way, and Triple H even throws a fit of, what are you doing here? You don't work here. No. I just signed him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more excited for the Elimination Chamber than Mania currently. Smile Mark, I actually expect better from you in that realm of comment. One is like a week away, and the other one is got one match really announced
Well,
for
maybe
us.
that's why he's more excited, because
Yeah, we're gonna get there, my guy.
One is close and one is far away.
Right? 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 100 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, the show overall for me was I'll give it an 8. The ending segment was outstanding. They kept us guessing all night as far as like, were we going to get it in the beginning? Or we make us wait, little teases. I thought the matches were good. I thought Dom versus KO delivered. I actually thought Zelina and Tiffany was a good match. I liked the Aldis signing of Braun and how they did that. I feel like everything's building. Was it like the craziest show? You know, if somebody wants to give it a 7, I get that. But I thought it was a really solid wrestling show tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna click on some things first though before I give my rating, because now I feel attacked.
All right.
Attitude Era wasn't as good as people say it was. I grew up in that era. So did we, and there was a lot of missions, but there was a lot of hits and shit.
I don't know. Every kid in every class had either a fucking DX shirt, a Stone Cold shirt, a Rock shirt. 10 plus million people every Monday were showing up to watch one, if not two, wrestling shows. NWO was one of the biggest things in pop culture. I don't know. Stop me when I'm fucking getting to the bad parts.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Like, if the Attitude Era wasn't that good, what part of wrestling was that good? Because if you tell me the
territories, the NWA, Jim Cornette,
like,
fucking Mid-South, Jerry the King Lawler, Andy Kaufman.
That's, again, if it wasn't your cup of tea, fine. But then what was your cup of tea? Ruthless aggression, the last, decade of Vince McMahon just booking Goldberg to run over everybody. Come on,
wasn't anything to watch on TV except dinosaurs. That's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
You go watch some guts. Do you have it? Guts.
Monday Night Football didn't exist back then, I guess.
Right.
Oh wait, it did, didn't it? And they still got 10 million people to show up. Interesting.
Right. Well, was DX heel face tweener? DX was heel as fuck. Yeah.
Depends who they were, who their rivals were, and depends where they were.
If they were wearing depends in the segment.
Mm-hmm. No, but they were heels against Austin. They were, but when they were going against the other heel, when they were going against the heel, they turned babyface and started being more playful. They had to pick their bottles.
I was gonna say, to say that like that era didn't have heels and faces, when literally that's one of the most defining things of that.
Undertaker, Kane,
laughable of like,
yeah,
you really didn't do any research or like anything before this, did you? You're going off of what you've watched, not anything beforehand. But so shit, you gave this what again?
I'll give it an 8. I think overall it delivered tonight. I enjoyed it. It was definitely better than again, I think the actual in-ring show that I enjoyed the most this week was TNA so far. But yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday sucked this week. So
what was the number you gave it?
Show
number?
I give it an 8.
Oh, okay. I thought well, you were saying somebody about giving it a 7 of that being like outrageous. Okay, so I'll give this a generous 9 of I talked down from I want to almost give this a straight out 10. Just based on getting goose pimples watching that. If you've got The Rock come out there with, like I said, since Rock's babies left him, he's found a new place to dwell. All of that could be a 10. I'll give it a 9 on a handicap there, because like you said, in ring wise, beyond what we got at the end, was still a pretty solid show. Was still at least a 7 discussion, maybe an 8. On that discussion, you add in now all of that we got at the end, at least a 9. At least a 9.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more we want. I mean, again, I think it's a different era, a different time when we talk about the past. And I just remember me and all my friends, like we would get together and we'd be like, dude, did you see that? And we were so thrilled by segments like that. Nowadays, everyone jumps on the internet and just like, that sucked, that sucked, that sucked, that sucked. You can't win. You can't win. No matter what direction they go, they can't win. But the actual fans, the quiet majority, were very happy. And the 13,000 people in that building were very happy tonight. They were buzzing. And you find me another wrestling show that have them buzzing like that this week? None.
Facts.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of run down the ratings. We can debate the history of wrestling for the next 2 hours.
Well, I was gonna say we could keep going, and well, somebody asked if Rampage was earlier tonight and everything.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. Oh, I thought you were saying with TNA with the comment that you had put up. But yes, Rampage was earlier. TNA was not the best show this week. Sorry, Anthony. Earmuffs.
You didn't even watch it. Shut up. I think SmackDown takes the best show of the week. Yeah, I mean, overall, the best wrestling show of the week ends up being SmackDown. What I specifically said was what I got in ring. Overall, there was a lot of good shit on TNA in ring on Thursday.
Oh, valid. TNA probably made its case to be a number 2 again. Now it's
fair enough.
Number 2, but yeah,
right. Yes, Rampage happened earlier tonight. By the way, it was 7 to 8. Yeah, it was what it was.
Jeff Hardy got hurt real bad. There's the story of Rampage.
Yeah, and the Bang Bang Scissor Gang won a big giant orgy match. That was about it.
And Matt Hardy wants to fight Sammy Guevara like
For
a
real.
at a fucking barbecue.
Right. But ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here tonight. You thank you for joining us. We are the fastest growing wrestling channel out there, and we continue to bring you more live coverage than anyone else out there. Doesn't matter who they are, what they say they do. They don't do it the way we do. And we thank you for being a part of it. Be a friend, tell a friend, and we will be back tomorrow. Wrestling Revolver gives you what a show. Elijah will be there, and a whole bunch of others. Join us for a Saturday night party. It's going to be a fun one.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. And who wants to walk with wrestling for life?
See you on the flip side, folks. I'm electrified. Good night.